Hello, everybody. If it's Wednesday, it's Warhammer, and that must mean it's time for another episode of Warhammer Weekly. Joining me, as always, is my co-host Tom. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hello, friends. It's good to be back.
Good to have
It's
you
always a
back,
pleasure to be
Tom.
here.
Absolutely. I hope you're feeling better. People missed you last week, obviously, but that's okay. It all worked out for the best because we had a really fun hobby show. And I mean, what would you have contributed to that? No.
I mean, clearly not a lot.
No, we had a fun like hobby/getting started show, and I'll tell you what, I did miss you when it came to the spearhead discussion because I was like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I have, I kind of have things. I have things from a box, from a starter box.
Yeah, exactly. So I was, so you were definitely missed. But this week we are going to talk about Flesh Eater Courts 2025. Boy, one sentence. Zine's just happy because change is in the air. It's a big one. It's a big one. So
It
at
is.
any rate, we'll get into that. But of course, first, the news.
Let's do the rumor engine because of
Yes.
course, why not?
Because of course, why not? All right. So the question becomes: is Nurgle getting a new fig, or is this an annoying Necromunda 40k thing? Because it could be both of those things.
It's clearly a 40k thing. Like it's
Yeah.
always a 40k thing.
I know, but it could be
Because,
a Nurgle thing.
I mean,
it's a big worm.
I mean, we don't have a Nurgle book yet.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe if it's a Nurgle worm, maybe it's both. Maybe it's D, all of the above.
Oh, could
Like,
be. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like something
because-
cross kit, like cross game.
Right. Like we haven't had anything like Zangors or whatever in a while that they've launched in both games, but it doesn't. There's no reason why not.
Yeah.
Look, and it's Nurgly.
I'll just say this is the second week in a row with a good rumor engine. A lot of tails. We're getting a lot. I assume this is like it feels like some kind of taily type thing. And last week was also a tail. It looks like probably, like I said, yes, I'm aware. Artie Chard says it's an ash waste bug. Yes, I'm aware it's probably a Necromunda thing. But let me hope. Let me hope, Artie. Come on, let me live in hope for a minute. That's why we said it's probably a 40k thing. Because yes, I agree, it's probably an ash waste bug.
I mean, really, that is the purpose of the rumor engines. It's hope.
It's hope. Yeah, exactly. Maybe we'll get the thing. But it's a cool one. This is still a cool rumor engine. Last week's like weird tail with the horns was also a cool one, looking like them freaky mutant squirrels that are running around now or whatever. So, you know, world's a crazy place. But anyways, I look forward to this launching for Necromunda and letting me down.
And you never painting it.
And yes, indeed. And the only thing that we get for Nurgle is a new foot hero.
Have you painted any Nurgle?
Yeah. I have like 1,000 points of Nurgle. I haven't painted it all, but I keep it around. I paint them every so often.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen you paint Nurgle.
I mean, Blight Kings are like really, really fun to paint.
Yeah,
I've painted several Blight Kings.
Yeah.
As well as Plague Bearers. I like Plague Bearers too.
You did a regiment piece, right? Like a Blight King
like
piece.
Whatever. It's like I had the old box plus some other stuff, like the old whatever it was, big box. But yeah, like Blight Kings and Plague Bearers are very fun to paint. They're like
they're
fine. There's only a couple of them that are like really bothersome.
They were my first like real army that I painted. That I got like an entire army done.
I remember.
And it was mostly Plague Bearers and Blight Kings, and they're a blast. I agree. They're very easy to paint, very easy to get into.
Yeah. Hades, I do like Necromunda conceptually. I've just never like gotten into the game. Like it's big, it's sprawling. You know, obviously it's very Mordheim-esque, which I do appreciate. But you know, in the end, like I never got into it. I like the fantasy side better, so that's what it comes down to. I've painted some Necromunda people before because I do think they're fun to paint, but beyond that,
I mean, do you think we'll ever actually get Mordheim? Like Mordheim?
Yeah, sure. Eventually, yeah. Like either in the old world or in this book, like they got to do something with that slot they opened up by clearly not giving a crap and shadow canceling Warcry or whatever they did. So they're like talking about it today in the 10-year article, talking about how the Hellsmiths are going to have some kind of Warcry content. And I'm like, what? Does that game exist?
Sure, they're going to have some Hellcry content.
Sure.
We'll see about that. Yeah, I would love some real Mordheim. Like, can you imagine? Like, even like set it in the older world. That's great. Like, I'm in.
I agree. That's where it should be. It's about it happens about 300, 200, whatever, some number of years before the timeline. But, whatever.
You're saying Mordheim does,
Yeah.
or
More Time happens in
Old World?
1999. The old world takes place in like 2260 or 90 or
Right.
something like that.
That's perfect. You just set it in Old World and just say this is Mordheim 300 years later.
Sure.
Right? Like that. That literally writes itself. Done.
Yeah.
You're welcome, GW.
There you go. Cygnus says we'll get Man of War before we get Mordheim. Yeah, it's probably true.
Probably true.
Yep.
How about Old World Cathay releases that just dropped or got announced this week?
Yeah. So obviously the one that I've shared here, I brought in one image, is the awesome lady who turns into the dragon, because that's the one we're missing. We're getting the individual kits from a lot of the Cathay starter box. Many of these are an absolute nightmare to assemble. I'm just going to warn everybody in advance. Like the old world people who are slicing up these kits are lunatics, just complete lunatics. I mean, they're great sculptors. They're doing a lot of good work on this new stuff, but their actual slicing is just madness.
You're saying the GW sculptors that are doing the slicing.
Yeah, because they do their own slicing.
Yeah, you're saying that this couldn't this.
I'm saying I fear what this is. When I open this box with this girl, I am very afraid with this dragon of exactly how many pieces they are. The running gag was like with the big statue, which was very fun to paint. But honestly, I painted it faster than I put it together, by far, probably less than half the time.
Yeah.
Because it was that crazy thing was like 148 pieces. That's too many pieces. I think you used like 137 in the assembly.
That's wild.
So
just wild.
Yeah, so it's nuts. Derek Hildebrandt with a super chat saying, when do you suggest layering within the same hue but different value versus going from one darker color to a different lighter color? When do you suggest layering within the same hue? Well, if you're trying to build up opacity, or if you're working under if you're working through an undershade and you want to reinforce a color, like if you've already have some kind of value progression and you're just trying to deepen that color and saturate it, then you're going to layer then you can layer with progressively thinner versions of the same color covering less space. So if there's already some kind of progression here, then you could put the purple and then the same purple and then the same purple and the same purple, and that will create a relatively smooth transition. But if you're needing to establish contrast, then you're talking about then you need to go to a lighter color. I mean, it's basically that simple. You can only get up to basically that color in the model, right? So, and that's not going to be interesting. You ultimately need contrast. You need value transitions. So, I mean, most of the time you're doing different colors of paint. You're changing. You're not really working the same paint over and over again is rare, unless you're either trying to reach a solid base coat or do something
or blend,
very
like
thin
a blend
places.
transition.
Yeah, to blend a transition, exactly. Yep. Okay.
So I gotta ask. I'm gonna bring us back to the dragon.
Back to the dragon.
Don't you think with a pair of wings this would make an awesome Archeon?
An awesome Archeon? Oh, you mean put her on top of him? Put Drogar's wings on this thing?
I don't know if it's Drogar's wings or somebody else's wing. I don't know that she's the right answer on top, but because I think you do a mouthful. But man, I love
Tom's internet.
This would be a wonderful runner. Really?
Oh yeah, your internet just went insane. But that's okay. I'm sure you'll catch up. Or he'll just sit there like that for a little while, which would be very funny. We'll see. Are you back now, Tom? I see you moving normally.
I'm closing everything in the event that it is my network.
Sure. But anyways, yeah, sure. If you put some big wigs on him, you could do it. Yeah, absolutely. I could see it. That's fine. Tiny wings from a Drukhari Scourge. Correct. There you go.
That is the right answer, clearly.
Little tiny flappy wings. But yeah, it's a cool fig. Happy to see all of the Cathay stuff, going on pre-order. So cool. All right, next.
Are you doing any Cathay?
No, I don't have time. I'd like to, but I don't have time. I have my old world armies. I have 2 big old world armies. I don't need a third one. And I'm not interested in making yet another city's army.
I mean, that's clearly that's what it would be.
Yeah.
And then obviously on Warhammer Plus, we have the new animation, Sigmar's Toll.
Yep.
Let me just say, it caught me by surprise. Like, I watched the teaser, obviously, and my expectation when I saw that title,
yeah,
was I was like, this is going to be an Order of Aesir, Callus and Toll
sure, because the Toll thing
show. Like, it's going to be a witch hunter show, and I was like, I am so in. And then I saw it was a dumb Stormcast out in the field in the darkness, and I was like, that's not what I'm here for. Witch hunters, come on, baby.
Sure.
Shooting people in the face. Like,
Martin Orlando, thank you for the super chat, Martin, saying give Michelle Yeoh Dragon a staff equals Lord of Change. Yeah, sure. That could be another conversion. I mean, I'm sure people will use the Cathay stuff all over the place for conversions of varying types. For sure. I know, Martin, I think you're planning that very thing, as a matter of fact. Now back to this. I mean, I'll tell you what, I watched the little teaser and I was like, what is this?
Right.
Who cares? They need to learn how to make trailers.
That's true. That's one of the things. The other thing that I would say,
Fallout 2 trailer. Okay, like I watched the first season of Fallout.
Yeah.
I've never played any of those games ever. I have no emotional attachment to this series. I do not care. Okay, literally could not give less of a care about Fallout. I watched season 1. I was like, that was a pretty good show. I watched season 2 and I was like, I am excited to watch this show when it comes back. This seems like a fun time. We got Mr. Computer Las Vegas guy. We got we got Walty Goggs coming back.
Not Mr. Las Vegas guy. You know who that is, right?
Mr. House or whatever, the main guy.
Yeah, that's Let's Play a Game, Mr. House himself.
I don't know who that is. Other than I know his magic. He has a magic card. That's the only reason I know him.
Exactly. That's my commander. That's who that is.
I understand. I'm just saying I don't know anything about his character.
I don't know either. I never played Fallout.
But my point is, it's like a good trailer. This is a bad trailer, but nonetheless, fine. I'm excited for it. Night Questioner, it's very funny that their protagonist is like the worst hero in the history of Stormcast. The only hero who's like never had a purpose. So
I don't know. I really like the Night Quester, like paired with his dudes, like in the new world, like the Quester guys. Like to me, it's a really interesting unit on the battlefield. That said, I mean, yes, I agree. They are committed to this bit with the Quester. I am not.
Are we missing a trick here? Let me ask you a question. Okay. This whole like Sigmar's Toll thing. What I got from the like 12 seconds of this trailer, because it's basically a nothing. It's like it's a fart in the wind. Okay. This trailer. But feels very dark, right? It's like Sigmar, give me strength and all of this and blah, blah, blah. It's like super dark and like very gritty and all of that. I think we missed a trick here. I think we've gone wrong. Okay. Every day we fall farther from the eyes of our barbarian king. Like Sigmar, like the Sigmar story I want with Stormcast is not some brooding, dark, gritty, the lone hero against the hordes of darkness. No, that's not their point. They're lightning gods, reincarnations of the fury of a barbarian king, handcrafted on a forge of, that is a meld of technology and impossible magic, given life by his will and given weapons to destroy the darkness. This should be like a power fantasy type of thing. This should be like, late 80s hair metal music starts and then like these guys lightning down and just start rocking and just start smashing faces. Like it should be that kind of show. It should have like an anime Devil May Cry feel. Okay.
Sure.
That's the appropriate tone for this.
Yes.
Okay.
They should be just smashing face with the arrival of the Skaven. Like it should be the counterpunch. Like it should be the counterpunch to the Skaven. Like they come in swinging and it's like Sigmar's Toll, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Oh. Everything's really sad and it's like, okay, cool. Yes, there you go. Bring Man of War for the soundtrack. I would take that in a heartbeat. Absolutely. You could get Bolt Thrower in. Do some Bolt Thrower. That'd be good. Okay. At any rate, just some dude with a super chat. Hey, Vince, don't know if you know of the podcast Adepticus Ridiculous. Well, first of all, I love the name, and I do not know of it, but I love the name. But they are a 40K podcast that's been diving into Old World and recently made a poster featuring Nagash with a big personality, if you know what I mean. Okay. Well, I'll look it up after the show. That sounds very funny.
You have my attention.
I assume that did they base their Nagash, just some dude, did they base that Nagash off of the Old World original Nagash sculpt? Funny clown Nagash. I hope so. I hope so.
Oh, totally. With the big hat.
Yeah, yeah. All right. And I think that's all our dues, right? Is that all we had? I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well then let's transition, shall we? To our pick of the week. Tom, what would you like to share with everybody for the pick of the week?
Yeah, actually, a really awesome podcast dropped yesterday.
I know where
Fireball the Gazebo.
Yeah.
Fireball the Gazebo, and they were talking about you should stop. Like the possibility of should you use miniatures. You all were talking about should you use miniatures in the D&D table, and there's a lively conversation going on on the comments, and so I would invite everybody to come join us.
I agree.
Come check out Vince's show from yesterday, and enjoy Vince's bad opinions.
What I enjoyed. So, like, I'm gonna say this when we record this week because I'll talk a little bit about the last week's episode. Sure. But this was a spicy one. A lot of people had a lot of comments, both pro and con. It was very much over there. And I even said, like, at the end of the podcast that, like, do you think we've changed anyone's mind, or are we just reinforcing everybody's biases, right? And obviously the answer was going to be B, not A. Mm-hmm. But yes, Fireball the Gazebo, newest episode, all about how I don't think you should use miniatures in your tabletop RPGs. So like your D&D games effectively, basically ever, unless the game specifically really calls for it, like Draw Steel, 4th edition D&D. Like there's some of them that are really, really miniatures focused, and that's fine. And I wouldn't play those games. That's a pretty simple answer right there. Like if a game requires miniatures, I ain't into it. From an RPG sense. And John was taking the counterpoint. And Tom, the funny part is I forget that not everybody understands or like, sort of grew up with like philosophical debate being a central part, because like I was debating and taking a side, which means you like take a side and argue your side. Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like not understanding that I'm not attacking them personally. Like I'm just attacking a set of facts. But hey, that's all right. It was good. It was still really good discussion. I mean, the vast majority of people took it in the right light, and that's what you would hope for. So,
yeah.
And I think it was a lively discussion. And what's fun is you watch over the course of the podcast, as we converge by the end.
Right.
So you get to truth.
I mean, the reality is that most people are somewhere in the middle. Like I am a staunch miniatures at the D&D table person, but not every encounter uses them. And I don't use battle mats for every encounter.
Sure.
Like, if it's appropriate, we do that. And if not, we don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the end, as per usual, when you take two sides on something, is like oftentimes with stuff like that, the real answer is somewhere in the middle. Because I mean, what I love to see was just how many people in the comments were like, I do both. And it was just like, a lot of my things I don't have it. And then every so often we set it up when it's important. And I'm like, that's probably actually what most people are doing, right? Is that mix. And that's fine. Richard Reed said, Vince, is that a new shirt? You're looking minty fresh. No, I've had this for quite a while. It might not have ever been in the rotation where I was wearing it on a Wednesday before. So Richard, I still, as Tom will tell you, I do not change my outfits ever, basically, unless my wife or my mother-in-law get me new shirts or anything like that. 'Cause I wear the same clothes all the time forever, period.
I'll say this. If someone wanted to assassinate Vince, it would not be hard.
Oh, it's so easy. I live such a regimented life. Yes, it'd be so easy.
Right. Like clockwork on the minute.
There are clocks that are jealous of of exactly how regular I am with stuff. Yes. But anyways, okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, new episode of Fireball the Gazebo is out. Do go check it out. Link is down in the description. So if you like RPGs and like a lively, spirited debate about the nature of using minis in this game, which is, important, then go and check that out. Absolutely. Thank you, Tom, for shouting that out. That's fun, and I appreciate you very much for that.
You're welcome.
For myself, if you're interested in, we're not talking Night Haunt yet, and it's going to be a hot minute before we get to talk about Night Haunt. But if you're interested in talking about some Night Haunt, why not head on over to my pick of the week, which is Mr. AOS Coach, who had his Talking Night Haunt video go up this last Saturday. He has Maddie on that one. It's a good one, so go check it out. Yeah, it'll be linked down in the description. Okay.
Sorry, we did miss something. The new the new AOS subscription, Hatchet subscription was announced.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see it get announced. Okay, cool. Neat.
Somebody mentioned it in the comments. I didn't know either. It's called Age of Sigmar Spearhead.
I assume you get the spearheads.
I would assume like that's what they did with Combat Patrol. I talked about this like a year ago, where like they were doing this with Combat Patrol, and I was like, this is super exciting for anybody that doesn't have the spearheads, because basically you could subscribe and it looks like you get one per month.
Nice.
So,
CW, no, we'll do Night Haunt the week after next, because next week is Nova, so I don't want to try to do a show like that at Nova. I want to give it its due. I don't just want to be like Ghosts. They're very different now. Yeah, I guess they enjoy. Like I'm not gonna short shrift them like that. So, and Tacticat, I'm glad to hear we made you rethink some of your perspective. That's wonderful. Okay, that's really great, and I appreciate you being open to other perspectives. That's wonderful. Okay, so yeah, 12 spearheads plus the sand and bone fire jade terrains. Oh, neat. Okay, that's apparently what it is.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the first premium kit is Ionis Cryptborn. So it's just the random full Ionis kit.
All right.
Nothing to do with
Spearhead. Yeah, sure.
It's amazing. We'll drop the link in the show notes.
Yes, I'm gonna go see our nation's capital militarized and as it is. I plan to enter Fortress DC next week. All right, let's talk about some hobby time. Okay. Tom, what you been working on?
Well, you actually have pictures of what I've been working on.
Do I?
You do.
Okay. Oh, I do. Yeah. I don't have it up here. You say that like I've got it handy.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you pulled up my pictures or not.
Sure.
So my Dungeons and Lasers cave subscription got delivered from GameFound this last week, and
this is a bunch of terrain for RPGs.
Yeah, so the irony is like it's dungeon terrain for RPGs. Vince's exact topic. And so I spent all week cutting sprues. But I want to take a moment to actually talk about something that's amazing here.
I'm ready.
Okay. This is pre-painted terrain on hard plastic sprues.
Okay.
So production is like GW plastics, like the detail, the whole deal. And the terrain is all like they call it Prisma cast or whatever. So it's clearly some like printing process, not like a spray. Like it might be some type of spray paint process, but it feels like a printing process.
Okay.
Of like color, and like everything's fully painted. Like I cut it off sprues, put it together, and I have a fully painted like dungeon rooms and torture chambers and caverns and a bunch of other stuff. It was wild. And like, if this is the technology, this is the trajectory we're on, especially for terrain, you have my attention.
Sure.
So like GW, they have something to learn here, because like, it's not perfect, right? It's not like professional terrain, but like pre-printed or like printed pre-painted terrain that you literally just snip off sprues, glue together, and you're done. Like truly, it's an amazing product. And I've been very impressed with the Dungeons and Lasers stuff, just all of it. So
nice, very nice. Wirehead, you definitely need to check out Fireball the Gazebo if you haven't already. I talk about Keep on the Borderlands quite a lot, as I'm currently running Return to the Keep on the Borderlands for my group, my weekly game. So there you go. Lots of fun stories there get shared. I love Keep on the Borderlands. Tom, I just recently found my original 1983 Keep on the Borderlands.
Vince, you said that in Fireball the Gazebo, and clearly I watched that show.
You're right. I forgot. I'm sorry. Well, look, man, I got a lot of podcasts. I can't remember what I talked about when. I'm not taking notes.
All
right.
Speaking of that, you know what else came today?
I'm ready.
I'm going to do a little cross-show promotion.
Sure.
Check this out.
Oh, look at that. The City State of Tyr. Yeah, that's a cool one.
Yep. Original full map.
Yeah,
and
not one of those Garbo reprints. No, the real thing.
It's beautiful.
Got the juice. All right. For me, I have been doing a bunch of stuff with my hobby time. First off, I've been experimenting with some new paints. These are the Bear Cavalry paints. Very cool bottle, very tall, which is funny. But it's got this little tip like that. They're pretty nice. I'm messing around with them, putting them through a bunch of paces. And yeah, obviously leading up to last weekend, I was finishing up everything for my army for NashCon. And obviously my weekend was spent playing 5 games of Warhammer at NashCon that Tom was not at, as per, Anthony was already making fun of you for skipping it. Yes, exactly. As per usual, Tom bails on me. It's all right. They opened a Buc-ee's on the road there, Tom, so we can stop at Buc-ee's now. So that's nice.
I my daughter works at Buc-ee's, right? Like here.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, nearby.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
They pay really well.
I know they do. The signs are everywhere. I read them while I was getting gas. So there you go.
Nice.
At any rate, it was great. Had 5 wonderful games this year. Ended up going 3-2, perfectly acceptable. The last game was a Skaven on Skaven off. We were both going for the the 4-1 as it were, and it's just a really like tactical game, like right up to the point where I made a play mistake and then some dice turned against me and the house of cards came a crumbling down. So there you go. But it was a really fun tournament. So great stuff. Managed to come home with another sword, so that's good. One more for the office here. And thank you to David and Fletch and Anthony, who was helping from afar. And it was really amazing as always. So there you go. All right, Tom. With all that out of the way, shall we turn to our FEC 2025 Battle Tome review? I'm going to assume that's a yes. Look at the enthusiasm, folks. Yep. Witness.
I'm in.
The enthusiasm. No, get excited. This one's big. I'm pretty excited about this book. Obviously, I have an FEC army. It's like a speed paint army, but I have all the stuff. And I like this army. I didn't like the last incarnation of it, to be honest. I really didn't. I built it back in Smash Bad days, and it just hasn't been the same since.
Yeah, it's funny. I built and I took it to an event and won at the end of like the heyday of like 3rd edition, right?
Sure.
Like so that like in that 6-month window where they were just not right.
Sure.
That boy ain't right. I didn't really enjoy the first incarnation of 4th edition, and so I am excited for this new renovation. This new
I mean it's a bunch of big change. So there are basically 2 units in this book that didn't change, which is the Crypt Haunter Courtier and Crypt Ghouls. They are as per the index. Everything else has changed. Okay. So all right.
Simply wild.
Yeah, let's start with the summary. It continues the trends of big changes from the index as we've seen in recent books, and as we'll see when we get to Nighthaunt as well. Oh boy. I think this book is pretty spicy. Okay. Like I think that it has some really nice new options. Several, I think, different sort of ways to play. You've got good role definition on some models now. Like some models have some very clearly defined roles. So a few things I'm pretty excited about. solid offensive power, good utility, good mobility, pretty decent amount of recursion as well. Obviously, you're still a fairly fragile army for a lot of your stuff. Good spicy, Hades, good spicy. You're still a
This is
fairly
good design.
yeah, you're still a fairly fragile army, but that would feel appropriate. Most of your dudes are like naked people running around, right? Um, I think the new delusions is going to be hard for spikes. Okay.
Because the randomness of the coming and going.
Yeah. Like I think the internal balance on this book is really good. Now I'm sure there's like a couple things I missed that are pretty that are sideways bent and will need to be adjusted. That's usually the case for every Warhammer book. But for the most part, I was reading through it and I was like, okay, I can see roles for a lot of this, right? And the way the delusions work as we get into, just because you really don't have control of it, it's not, I don't know.
It's kind of like the moon.
Yeah, I was gonna make a bad moon illusion, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um,
Or the Nurgle wheel, kind of.
sure,
But
sure, absolutely.
like with random movement rather than like an incremented cycle.
Yep, that's 100%. It's like that. P, you'll see, folks. Couple super chats here. Dinesh, how do you convince an LGS, I assume you mean local game store, that 3D prints are good? Like your local game store doesn't allow you to bring in 3D prints, like to play what at one of their tournaments? That's insane.
Is it a local GW store?
Right.
Or
yeah, if it's a GW, you're out of luck. If it's like some other local store and you're just trying to like bring your figs in, I don't know what they have to say about it in general. I mean, I would say my argument to them would be, look, man, it's an accessible form of getting this thing. What do you care? Like I'm coming into your store to play.
No, I mean they're probably upset that he's not buying armies in the store. Right?
So support them in other ways, right?
Yeah.
Like that's you're gonna hopefully buy stuff from the store, buy some food, buy some other kits, buy some paints, buy your hobby supplies there, stuff like that, right?
Every time I go into a local store, every time if I'm going and looking for something, truly, even if I need nothing, I always grab a paint and often a paintbrush every single time without fail, because that's a way that I can support my local stores easily, right?
Yeah. Dinesh said that they are ultimately good for the hobby because it lowers the barrier to entry and more people playing will be more money overall. They don't even allow them in for casual play. I buy paints, hobby tools, etc. Oof, Dinesh, is that your only local store, man? I hope not. That's rough.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like,
yeah.
I don't have any secrets for you on how to convince people who are wrong-headed of good things. That's if I knew that, I would be in politics. But like that is rough. Like I said, I mean, you could try having a conversation with the owner or whatever and say, look, man, here's where it's at. I want to support your store. I do that. But kits are really expensive. It's just not within there. I want to play in your store. I want to be part of the community. I think it's good to build a community. This is the figs I have. But I mean, if they really want to put their foot down, there's not much you can do. But I would lean on the community aspect of it. Like, that's what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, it's one thing if you're showing up with an entirely printed army.
That's fine. I don't care. Who cares?
I understand that. But like, I would push back. And like, if you're showing up with an entire army, I can begin to understand some of their concern, because they might feel that you're not bringing any business to the store. But if it's like a single model or like a proxy or something like that, that's wholly unreasonable, right? Yeah, I mean, like that's just not. Like,
I would talk to the owner and see if you can't encourage him to start carrying 3D printing supplies. Like, make money off the thing.
Right.
Flip the script. Like, prohibition doesn't work. I don't know. Convince him of the entire history of economics and like. Prohibition doesn't work largely for the most part, especially when there's a strong market for something. So I have GW plastic. I just want other people to play. Wow. I mean, that's rough, dude. That really is rough, Dinesh. I mean, yeah, I would try to, like I said, I would try to lean on the community thing, talk about that and building that up. That's probably your best answer. Let's see. And then Gwell had a super chat. Do you feel there is a reason newer books are more divergent from the indices? Perhaps they were finalized more after the index drops. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it is. Yes, 100%. These books we're getting into the books that were written and changed and adjusted after the game was published and the indexes dropped and they got feedback. And so they actually had time to write these books. Keep in mind, any book that comes out right at the beginning is written like a year and a half before the game comes out. So they don't know. They don't know what's screwed up, what's wrong, what doesn't work. And they're really crunched on time because they're working on the whole actual game as they're doing that. So like you've got a double whammy. One, they don't know what they don't know, and two, they're super pushed on the amount of time they have. So
yeah, it's heartbreaking. Like for armies like orcs, right? You know, stuff like that like just didn't get the swing that they needed.
Sure.
But I'm excited for armies that are getting revisions, deep revisions like what we see here.
Sure. Yep. Okay. Cool. That's awesome. Wirehead says, my son printed a block of 100 goblins for his buddy who didn't have the money for minis, but they were all substitute pieces that were shaped like good old Stratego pieces, and he still plays with them. That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay. So, at any rate, and then we can build some really mean heroes with this book. Is Smash Bat back? The answer is no, but it's, you know, you can kind of do it a little bit, so that's fun. We'll talk about all that stuff. Okay. All right. So, and thank you, by the way. By the way, if you haven't already, as we get into the book review here, hit like. Hey, what's up, Fletch? How you doing, buddy? Hung out with that awesome gentleman a whole bunch. He did a great job running NashCon this year, helping David out again. But at any rate, hit like, hit subscribe, and thank you to everybody who's super chatting. Keep those super chats a rolling. It really does help and much appreciated. Okay, so let's get into the book itself, shall we, Tom? Here we go.
Sure.
All right, let's start with some battle traits. Okay. All right, so battle traits. A kingdom deluded. You must, once per turn, army, start of any turn, you must use this ability at the start of each turn. If it's the first turn of the battle, you get to pick a delusion from these battle traits, or, unless otherwise specified, from the war scroll of a friendly unit on the battlefield, which will be very important as we go through the rest of the book. Okay. If it is not the first turn, then you make a delusion roll of a d6. On a delusion roll of 1 to 2, you have to pick a different one from the one you picked last turn. On a 3 to 4, you have to keep the same delusion as what you had last turn. And on a 5 to 6, you must pick a delusion like you did in the first turn, meaning you can pick anything.
So this is at the start of every turn, to be clear, not the start of every round.
Correct. Once per turn, army, start of any turn. Yes. You must use this ability at the start of each
turn. So my turn, your turn.
Correct.
My turn, your turn. Yeah.
That's right. You're gonna make this you're gonna choose one and make 9 rolls if the game goes to time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, assuming there are other things obviously that play right, but you get the idea.
Yep. Okay. Like, I just want to highlight that to folks so they understand what we're talking about here.
Yes. And so Kaz said, oh dear God, spikes are going to flee from this like a burning building. That's exactly what I said, Kaz. I really think that this is I think Spike will hate this, right? Because in your turn, you have something and you don't know for sure you're going to be able to keep that thing, right? When you go forward. So, okay.
Yeah.
You have a 33% chance you have to pick something different, a 33% chance that you have to stay the same, and a 33% chance that you just get free reign.
Yes.
Right?
Well, no. On...
Go ahead.
No. It's you still have to... I guess it says you must pick a delusion like you did in the first turn, but I guess you could.
Which is any of them. One. Correct. You could pick the same one because it's just you can pick any of them.
Yeah. So basically, the real clincher here is on a 1 to 2, it forces you to step into a second delusion, right? To step out of your prior one. But
if you're trying to like ride some delusion, that's not going to last.
Right. Correct. No. But
I know we'll get everybody who's spoiling, everybody who's dropping these spoilers about Usharan. Chill.
Yeah, we know.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get to Big Papa Oosh. Don't worry.
Yes. Still the king.
Yes. Okay. All right. So there you go. So that's how this is working. Okay. Okay. So. All right. That's how this works.
So now let's talk about some delusions.
So now, okay, so we can pick these delusions. What are these delusions? All right. Well, we've got 2 as part of our base battle traits that we can choose between. Okay. So the first one is a splendid pageant. So while you believe this delusion, each time a friendly Flesh Eater Courts unit wholly within 12 inches of a hero uses a run ability, if you roll a 1 to 3, it becomes a 4. So you always run them in 4. Yeah. Fine.
Sure.
While a friendly Flesh Eater Courts infantry hero is within the combat range of a friendly Flesh Eater Courts infantry unit that has 5 or more models, it is not visible to any enemy units more than 6 inches away. Okay? So this is your mobility and defensy one, right?
Like invisibility for foot heroes.
Yeah, your little foot heroes can blend into your units, right? Has to have 5 or more models. So you're talking about for your 3-pack stuff, they've got to be reinforced, or you got to have like Crypt Guard or Crypt Ghouls or whatever, stuff like that, right? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Fine. Then you have your offensive one, which is your Glorious Banquet. While you believe this delusion, add 1 to hit rolls for combat attacks made by friendly Flesh Eater Courts units that charged in the same turn, while they are wholly within 12 inches of any heroes.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So those are our 2 options, an offensive one and a slightly defensive, more mobility one. Those are the base ones.
Sure.
But, and yes, this is what everybody was letting on about, and I understand. Well, there are a lot more, and they make reference to it above, because many of the Warscrolls have delusions on them. And by having that model in your army, you're opening up that delusion as a choice. So this is actually a pretty expansive mechanic, yes. Okay. Cool. Blastmeister says, I assume this doesn't count redeploys. It would, because it says when you're using a run ability, and redeploy has the run bolded keyword. And it just says if you roll a dot 1 to 3 when determining the distance that unit can move. So yes, it would also give you a minimum 4 redeploy. Same thing. That's why I say it's also kind of a defensive thing.
Which is a nice, right?
Yeah.
Like, which is a nice.
Would have literally changed the entire game this last weekend if I had rolled a 4 versus a 3. So on a redeploy.
You're not better.
That's fine. I'm really not. It was just like I'm saying that can make a difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a really wonderful game. I voted for that opponent for my favorite opponent. That opponent ended up winning Best Sports. He was a great dude. I'd play that guy every weekend if I could. He was awesome. Okay. At any rate, other abilities. Royal Blood, this is just all your aberrants, heal D3 in your hero phase. Yep. So it's only your hero phase, which is kind of unfortunate. But whatever. This is your like vampire-ish heal thing, right?
Yep.
Then you have your call back half a unit ability. You have to have an abhorrent on the table to use it, and then you can pick serfs or knights, and you get back, half the unit from a board edge. So it is within 6 inches of a board edge, costs a command point, but it is done in your movement phase. And it should be said that there are several maps where being within 6 inches of the battlefield edge does let you actually set up on an objective. So that's cool.
Yep.
So I like that it's that like it costs a CP, but that's still pretty decent recursion, because then also you have muster guard. So in your movement phase, you can pick any number of friendly nobles to be the targets. For each target, pick one of the following. You get to put 3 slain models back to a serf's unit wholly within 12, or 1 slain model to a knight's unit. But the same unit cannot have models returned to it, but from this ability more than once per turn. So in your movement phase, you have the option to spend a CP and call back half a destroyed unit, and also go pop, 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 and hopefully like pad back all of your units.
Regen models, yeah.
And obviously restoring the knights is quite powerful. You know, like getting back one bat knight or cryptors. I'm a big fan of cryptors in this new book. I don't have the war scroll in here specifically, but we'll talk about it a little bit when we kind of get to that area. All right. And then finally, feeding frenzy. Once per battle, army, any combat phase, pick a friendly Flesh Eater Court's hero in combat to be a target. For the rest of the turn, add 1 to the attacks characteristics of melee weapons, including companion weapons, used by friendly Flesh Eater Court's units while they are wholly within 12 inches of this target, so of the guy you picked. Obviously, that's themselves included, but it's also a bubble around them. So, cool big +1 to attack in a big bubble once per battle.
So it still feels like Flesh Eater Courts, right? Like it has all the toys.
Yep.
But they moved around where those mechanics sit.
Yep. Feeding frenzy. Look how they massacred my boy. Yeah, it's very different now. That being said, just like I want everybody with feeding frenzy, just like we're gonna call this the smashback count. This is 1. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Cool. Okay. Technically, a glorious banquet works on heroes too. Just want to point that out. But at any rate, because they are within 12 inches of themselves. Yep. All right. So that's your battle traits. Okay. Let's talk about our formations. Some of these are very similar. Some of them are a little bit changed and so on and so forth. So let's go through them. Knightly Echelon. Add 1 to the rend characteristic of melee weapons used by friendly knights that charged in the same turn while they're wholly within 12 inches of any friendly Flesh Eater Court's heroes. Obviously, this basically has the same conditions. Just go back here as a glorious banquet, right? Had to charge, have to be within 12 inches of a hero. So now you're +1 to hit and +1 rend.
Yep.
Right. So if you take this, you're probably leaning into that delusion base. Again, there are other things we'll modify this with, but that's obviously a good combo. Okay. Lords of the Manor. This is the sort of existing thing that was there before. When you resolve your I get to put guys back thing in your movement phase, if you're doing it to a serfs, you get 1 additional. So now it'd be 4 serfs. And if you do a knight, you get to roll a die. And on a 4-up, you get 1 additional knight. So again, very powerful. You get 1.5 knights every time you use it. So
that's great.
Yeah. Obviously, over the course of, multiple knight units, that's going to work in your favor where you're dropping back potentially 2 per thing. Can be quite a lot of recursion. The Royal Hunt is for your serf units. It makes them do the dumb end of turn thing that they keep writing into books that I hate. That's stupid and has no point. But they keep writing it. Yeah, pile in and maybe fail to do some mortals when you roll a 1 or 2. But they love it. Thomas I kind of made a joke about it at the beginning. I don't think you were in there yet at that point. Is smash bat back? I'm doing a smash bat count. Okay. Just because I think it's funny. The answer is really no. You're better off doing other heroes, but you can soup up your heroes to some degree, but you're better off putting on other things. But
I was here for that.
Right. No, Tom in the chat, Tom.
Oh, okay.
Tom Grant in the chat.
I'm
TP. Apologize.
Yeah. Got it.
But nonetheless, it's like, yeah. Well, yes, jokingly, no reality. How about that? There's your answer to your question.
Vince is going to make it happen.
I will make it happen. Absolutely. I'm going to force the issue. I'm going to make it everybody else's problem. The Royal Menagerie. While a friendly non-hero Flesh Eater Court's monster or beast is wholly within 12 inches of any friendly heroes, that non-hero unit can use a rampage ability, even if that ability has already been used by another friendly monster in the same turn, and you get a strike first on a 9-up to charge. 9-up is higher than normal. Usually these abilities often trigger at 8+, but I think they set it 9-up because they're giving you the free rampages across the army. So that's cool. Okay, fine enough. All right, great. Heroic traits.
It's fine.
And artifacts of power. These are basically all really good. Shockingly. Not all of them. There's options here. I'll say it that way. There we go. Okay. Stronger in Madness. It's first heroic trait. Ignore the first damage point that would be allocated to this unit in each phase. In addition, other than the companion weapon ability, weapon abilities for combat attacks that target this unit have no effect. Tom, they wrote this rule. Remember when we made this rule?
Yeah.
We made, like we said, this is a thing that should exist. You turn off everything except companion, right?
Yeah. Well,
And
they
then
did this.
with
They
IDK.
did this with IDK. Yeah.
Yes. And I think this should go a step farther. Like, they took this away from IDK and then gave it to these guys, which is very funny. But I think they should go a step farther. I think I want to see the rule that's like no weapon abilities apply, and all of your weapons have all of your attacks have the companion keyword. I want you to force it on people. Yeah. Okay.
Oof.
At any rate, it's probably a rules nightmare, but nonetheless, yes. So it's really good. That's a really good ability. The ignore the first damage point thing. I know when I started reading, everybody was like snooze. And then I got to the second part and everybody was like, well, I'm back on board.
I don't know. Like I like the ignore to the first point of damage in each phase.
It's fine.
Like
it's fine.
No, like I'm just saying from a standpoint of like if I have a big flappy that I'm trying to keep alive.
Sure.
Like,
stops that chippy chip damage down. I agree.
Yes, that is a wonderful tool to stop the spells and the shooting and the endless spells and then the melee. Like that will be 4 or 5 damage pretty quick.
Yes. I mean, sure. Absolutely. Ask Halo about how much he loves this ability, having it on his Stonehorns. I know. It's, the Stonehorn takes 24 damage in melee instead of 25. Well, great. Okay, well, he's still super dead.
And shutting off all weapon abilities.
That's why I like this. Yes, that's what I said. First part, Av at best. Second part, amazing.
But what I'm saying is that the first part actually synergizes with the second part, and that's what I'm highlighting. Is that it's not just that first line. The second line is why you take this. The first line is literally just supplemental gravy on top of the second line. That's the point.
Right.
Is that it is actually in alignment with the first line. And that's, I think, what's so special about this. Is that, like, in this place, it's actually a really good deployment of that first ability. That's my point.
Yeah. I gotcha. I'm with you. All right, next up, Savage Beyond Reason. Add 1 to the attacks characteristic of this unit's melee weapons, including companion weapons. If it did not use a fight ability in the previous turn, add 2 to the attacks characteristic of those weapons instead while this unit has not used a fight ability this battle.
Is this Smash Bat 2 or Smash Bat 3?
This is Smash Bat 2. Correct. This is Smash Bat number 2. Well, that's right.
Well, I just don't know if you're add 2 attacks, if that actually bumps it up to a 3.
No, it's still number 2. Because that was one of the keys to Smash Bat. His old ability was the +2 attacks thing, right? So now you can rev him up and then you send him in.
My point is that you're not just getting +1 attacks from this ability. You can get +2.
Yep.
So you're actually at +3 attacks, which is what I was highlighting.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay. And then, like, I love that ability. I think it's really fun. And then finally, Cruel Taskmaster. For the rest of the turn, you can reroll charge rolls. Declare, pick a friendly non-hero flesh eater courts unit wholly within 12. You pick somebody and they get to reroll charges, which is also fine.
Right. Yeah, it's not everybody, but it's fine.
Yeah, you pick a unit. That's fine. Okay. And your artifacts. So we've got the Splintered Femur, which has an end of your turn trigger. You get to pick an enemy unit in combat with them, roll a d3 on a 2+. You get to pick 1 of the following. Inflict an amount of mortal damage on the target equal to the roll. Subtract 1 from the target's power level to a minimum of 0 until the start of your next turn. If the target is a manifestation, it is banished. Nope. Like, it's a skip for me, especially when we get to the other 2. But I get it. They're trying to give you this little neat toolbox thing.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But nah.
Yep.
Nah.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, wizards should be dead if they're in combat with any of my guys. Manifestations likewise are probably dead if I'm in combat with them, and I don't want a D3 mortals.
Right.
We've already, like, see ability before.
At any rate, here we go. Charnel Vestments. If this unit is not a priest, it has the priest 1.
Same thing.
If it's already a priest, add 1 to chanting rolls. which is so that's why I love this one. This one's really good. Yeah, if you're not a priest, become a priest. If you are a priest, +1 enchant. Great, perfect, wonderful, very versatile. Everything I want in a magic item. Find God. Okay. So wonderful. And then the Grizzly Pendant. Yes, Smashbat was a Vargolf. Yeah, exactly. That's right. The Grizzly Pendant. Sorry, did I say pendant? Pendant. No D.
Pennant.
Flag. If this unit charged this turn, pick an enemy unit in combat with it to be the target. Roll a dice. If the roll is greater than the target's control characteristic, so oftentimes very easy to achieve, because a lot of stuff you end up running around against in a game has a control characteristic of 1 or 2, to be real, right? Unless you're playing like Suns or Ogres or something. Or you roll a 6. The following effects apply for the rest of the turn: -1 to their attacks, +1 to your attacks, +1 to hit. Sorry. So they get -1 to hit, you get +1 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
This is good. This is like really good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. So at any rate, cool stuff. Again, this can be a Smashback count 3 right here.
Sure.
Going in, doing that. That's right, Blastmeister, Smashbat 3. The key, Joshua, is we're being a bit funny. It's not actually, I know. That's why I said, that's why earlier when people asked me a Smashbat back, I said joking answer yes, real answer no. This is the joke. Hey, lots of things are bats in this army. You can make flappy things, all that. So we got a Smashback count of 3. All right, spell lore. Okay, cool. What do we got? Well, we still got our unlimited spell. Deranged Transformation goes on a 6. Yep. Gives you everything you want. +2 to move, +1 to wound. Great. Good. Smashback count 4. You can because this can go on infantry or cavalry. It's fine.
Yep.
All you need is that hero that's either of those. Can't put it on a monster, unfortunately, as always, but whatever. Charnel Feast. You pick a visible enemy unit within 18 inches. You can also pick a friendly surface unit within 6. This does the whole mortal damage to them, and then you get a model back.
Yep.
And then Miasma of Madness, cast on a 7, which is way better. This is like way better than what it used to be. This spell used to be so stupid. But until the start of your next turn, for each unmodified hit roll of 1 for a combat attack made by the target, they take 1 mortal damage after the fight ability has been resolved. Quite powerful. So yeah, quite powerful on certain units. Like if you've got a unit that just drops a bucket of dice, right?
Yeah. That's a wonderful unit of Skaven that you have there.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Like Iron Rats.
Oh, sure. Any big thing like that. Or anybody just makes a lot of attacks. Right?
Yeah.
It's pretty great. So, okay. Then we got our prayers. Our unlimited prayer is Excommunication. Pick a friendly priest, chant it to a visible unit, a visible enemy within 18 inches. This is on a 4, by the way. Until the start of your next turn, ignore positive modifiers to save rolls for the target. If the chanting roll is 10 up, shut off ward rolls as well. A lot of shutting off ward rolls in the game now. That's for sure.
Yep.
Then you got Charnel Conviction. Until the start of your next turn, target it's a friendly buff. And you get the ward of 5 up as opposed to your standard 6 up the whole army has. If the chanting roll is 10 up, you get to pick 2 targets and give them a 5 up ward. So it's +1 to your ward save effectively, which is fine and good. And then the Summer King's Favor, which chants out on a 5. Pick a friendly Flesh Eater Court's priest. Pick a visible friendly Flesh Eater Court's hero, wholly within 12 of them to be the target. You cannot pick Nagash to be the target of this prayer. I love that. I love that exemption. The Summer King's Favor is like, no. This isn't for you, dog. So resolve the effect of resolve the effect of Renowned Might. If the chanting roll is 10 plus, resolve the effect of either Renowned Might or Righteous Tenacity. I hate that it's not just both. Why isn't it just both?
Yeah.
But anyways, Renowned Might is +1 to damage for your melee weapons, and Righteous Tenacity is 2 fight abilities, but the second one has Strike Last. This is a hero buff. Smash Bat 5. It is a hero buff, and it's good. I mean, it's +1 damage.
It is a hero buff.
That's right. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Ghouls are already better than clan rats. Well, yeah, I mean, everything's better than clan rats. That's not hard. That's a very low bar. Clan rats are just wounds. They're just like piles of wounds. Okay. Then we've got our manifestation lures. They're all on 6s. Remember that when we get there. Basically, the barricade is 18 inches. The other two are 12. There you go. So we'll talk about them when we get to their Warscrolls. Speaking of Warscrolls, okay, so we've set up all of our buffs and stuff like that. Let's just pause here for a moment, Tom, because I want to say I think they did a pretty good job with that early stuff. They refactored some of the spells I didn't like. The prayers and stuff are good. I like some of the changes. The artifacts and heroic traits are good. We've got some like as I was reading this the first time, like going through the book, I was like, well, the delusion thing is really weird. Right?
Yeah.
And with only those 2 delusions, that's really strange. Because I didn't know how much delusions would be on the Warscrolls, right?
Yeah.
So like David Canty says, do you know what's better than clan rats? More clan rats. That is true. Across the pond, hey, they're doing their best. Look, I understand they're doing their best. I honestly, are they doing their best? Is that, I don't know that that's the Skaven ethos. At any rate. But I was like, okay, we've got some good stuff here. A lot's going to rest on the Warscrolls, right? And like, what are my delusion options and how do they look and how they get refactored? My summary of this section is overall is I'm really happy with how they refactored most of this stuff. I think they did a good job.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. All right. So let's start with Usharon. Big Papa Oosh. Okay. Same wheel he's had, so that's fine.
Yep.
Okay. And still got his battle damage thing. That's fine. He's still pretty beastly in melee, obviously. He's got them numbers. Then we have his passive, the One True King. Okay. Effect. This is a delusion. While you believe this delusion, add 1 to run and charge rolls for friendly Flesh Eater Courts units. Subtract 1 from run rolls and charge rolls for enemy units. And the melee weapons used by friendly surf units have anti-charge +1 rend while they're wholly within friendly territory and did not charge in the same turn. That last part is like some sprinkles on top of a delicious ice cream, right?
It's fine. It's fine.
But the first 2 abilities are amazing.
Yeah.
Like +1 to run and charge for your army, -1 to run and charge for the entire enemy army. This is a powerful delusion. Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
Like
mobility is king.
Yeah, sure. And like minusing people's charge is such a big deal. Yeah. How many times, Tom, have you needed a 3 to charge and rolled 3?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
More than I want to admit.
Right.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, that didn't work anymore. Right? So just stuff like that. Like -1 to charge is actually a huge buff for that. Okay. But we're not done with the delusion stuff yet because yes, as was hinted at earlier by our spoiler people in the audience. No, I'm just joking. Thank you. Yes, exactly. Thank you for for pointing it out. So now is where we get to the manipulation. Okay. Epicenter of delusion. Each time you make a delusion roll, you can add 1 or subtract 1 from the roll. Okay.
Great. Becomes a coin flip.
Well, yeah, exactly, right? So now if let's say you're trying to ride his delusion. I mean, let's just say, okay, or whatever.
No, let's say you're trying to ride his delusion. Guess what? What that means is that you only fail on a 1.
Correct.
If you're trying to change it, it's a coin flip, which is amazing.
Yes. If you're trying to ride the delusion, exactly, only on a 1 are you now forced to change. Because obviously on a 1, you can plus up to a 2, but you're still in the same place. On a 2, you'd go to 3.
Right.
On any other number, you would just pick the same thing again, right? You either forced to ride the same
Yep.
thing, or you just choose the same one again.
Yep. This is Mr. Reliability.
Right. And yes, if you're trying to actually change it, it's still better than a coin flip. If you're trying to actually change it, like if that's your goal, okay, if you want it to cycle, then he makes
no,
it.
you're right.
Yeah, he makes it so you automatically change it.
No, you could roll a 3 and you can. Oh no, I guess you could. Then you modify it down.
Exactly.
You're right.
I was waiting for you to get there.
He can always. Yeah.
Correct.
So he can always modify it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So +1, -1 on him is really, really powerful, because it's interesting how the math is working here, right? If you're trying to stick to 1, he can basically 84% hold the army aligned, okay, in the delusion.
Yeah. Yep.
If you're trying to change, it's guaranteed. Because 3 becomes 2, 4 becomes 5. Both of those force a change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Left-handed dragon. Lore-wise, are they trying to say Usharon knows he is cray-cray on a small level? Usharon definitely knows he's crazy. Yes.
Yes.
And how aware of that he is always not clear to both him and everyone around him, which is why he's really fascinating when he interacts with other people, because they're never sure exactly how much he's there. Right.
Right.
All right. Glimpse of Delusion. So this did have a small change. I hate this ability so much, Tom. I hate this ability. I fight Usharon quite a lot. Okay. And because there's a pretty regular FEC opponent I have. And this guy, the number of times that I had put my monster next to another monster and just had one of them turn and plow into the other one. And I'm like, God, every time. Okay. Or something like that, right?
Sounds like spells are working.
Yeah. It sounds like I need to be better at Warhammer. At any rate, Glimpse of Delusion. Pick a visible enemy model within 18 inches to be the target. Pick an enemy unit that is visible to the target and within the target's combat range to be the victim, and make a casting roll of 2d6. You can only pick the target's unit to be the victim if that unit has 2 or more models, and that's the change. Okay.
So that helps you with your problem of 2 monsters.
Well, no. The target you can only pick the target's unit to be the victim, i.e. themselves. That's what it's saying. Okay? You're declaring 2 things here, right?
Yep.
You're picking a target, and then you pick an enemy unit visible to the target and within their combat range, which could be themselves.
Oh, okay.
Because they satisfy both of those criteria to be the victim. But what it's saying is you can only pick the target's unit to be the victim if it has 2 or more models. Right? Yeah. Basically before
the monster can't choke himself out.
Correct. But the 2 people could turn and punch each other in the face.
Correct.
Yes. This is a small change, but it is one I actually like, right? Okay. So at any rate, then you pick one of the target's melee weapons, immediately resolve combat attacks for the target made with that weapon against the victim. So sure. There you go.
Yeah, they should have just made it so that you can't pick yourself.
I mean, sure, they could have gone that direction, but they want to be able to allow infighting, right? Which I get.
Sure.
But they just didn't want to have units, a single monster literally stabbing itself with its own attack. Yep. That's sort of a bridge too far, as it were. And I get that. That's a classic charm D&D thing, right? You can make them attack their friends, but you can't make them do self-destructive things, right?
Yeah.
So
you mean that they didn't want to have suicide on a stick? Or I cast seppuku on you?
Yeah, exactly. And then he has his rampage, which is pick up 3 enemy units in combat with him, roll a dice for each target. If the roll exceeds the control characteristic of the target has strike last. My God, that's a good rampage. That is such a good rampage. Which he had it before, the same thing, but it's just so good.
I know. It's so good.
Usharon is amazing. This is a Mortark right here. This dude is really good. He's really good.
And we don't have points yet, do we?
No.
Ooh. I'm gonna say 550.
I don't think it'll be that much. I think it'll be in the 400s. I think it'll be pretty close to what he is now. Because I think he was like 4
I
something
hope
now.
you're right. I hope you're right. Like I hope he's like 440. Right? Like I could live with that.
Yeah, I think it'll be somewhere in that range. So, but yeah, this guy rules. I'm sure he's probably about 450. Yeah, exactly. Miniarch said 450 is the rumor. I'm sure it's probably about true. I think that's about where it's going to land. He is like on a 4-up, 5-up, so he is like killable. You know.
Yes. Yes.
He's also a wizard too, which is cool. He always was, but I mean, I was just saying he's still a wizard too. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Abhorrent Ghoul King on Royal Terrorgeist. Also a 16 health guy, even though I cut it off. I'm sorry. Otherwise, same wheel. He's got his little death shriek. He's got his gory talons and fangs and his fanged maw and his skeletal talons and all of that crap. And it's still monsters hitting on 4s and 2s. Standard monster profile. His fanged maw hits real hard and does have crit mortal. So, D3 plus 3. It's big mortals there.
Exciting. Yep.
At any rate, he's got his once per turn army, any combat phase, rampage, ferocious hunger, roll a die on a 3-up, add 1 to the hit rolls for attacks made with this unit's companion melee weapons for the rest of the turn. So it moves that crappy 4-up to a very nice 3-up for the 2 for the fanged maw and the skeletal talons. Even though obviously for both of them, what you're really hoping for is to just roll a ton of 6s. Like, let's be honest.
Right.
But it's definitely a meaningful change to his damage output. Then you have a Majestic Menagerie. Yes, exactly, Branu. Now, this is a smash bat. Exactly. Hey, look, the Terrorgeist is a bat. It's a big bat. I didn't say really smash bat had to be the old smash bat. I just said smash bat. I wasn't specific as to who the bat was.
I'm down with this smash bat, to be honest.
Absolutely. Let's talk about his delusion, Tom. A Majestic Menagerie. While you believe this delusion, add 1 to the attack's characteristic of companion melee weapons used by friendly Flesh Eater Courts units while they are wholly within 12 inches of any friendly Flesh Eater Courts heroes. You know who's within 12 inches of this guy all the time?
Himself.
This guy. That's right. So he can get them attacks on 3s and 2s, go to 4 and 7. Did I say 4 and 7? Well, that's not going to get modified, sadly, because they are companion weapons by the +2 attacks. But you could get his little talons and fangs up to 7 attacks, so that's fine.
The talons or the skeletal talons, at least, we'll get there because he has Wicked Predator as well.
He does, as a matter of fact. So once per turn, army, any combat phase, pick an enemy unit in combat with the target. For each champion, standard bearer, and musician in the target unit. This is a hilarious trigger. Okay.
Yeah.
Because add 1 to the attacks. I don't even remember when my units have those. If somebody asked me, I'd be like, I gotta look at the Warscroll, man.
You're like, I don't know. No, but like a normal unit's gonna have, if it's reinforced, like a 10 to 20 man, right? It's going to, on average, have 5.
Sure.
Of those.
You'll have 2 standard bearers, 2 musicians, and 1 champion. Yes.
Right. So he'll immediately jump to 10 attacks.
Yeah, sure. And yes, exactly. He gets 1 to the attacks characteristic of his Terrorgeist skeletal talons to a maximum of 10 for the rest of the phase. Those additional attacks must target that enemy unit. Love it. It's great. It's great. 4 bites, 10 claws, 7 talons and fangs. Okay. Seems good. Plus everything else we talked about earlier. He can have all the other stuff too.
Where is it?
Like, just to review here, we're going to go back real quick, right? Yep. Because you could be giving him +1 to damage. Now it's only to the guys, not the monster. The guy on top. Yep. The little guy on top. He can go to 3 damage, 3, right?
He could be strikes for. Oh no, it's non-hero. Never mind.
Sure. You can make sure he's neg 1 to be hit with the Grizzly Pennant and give his little talons +1 to hit, which is fun, right? You can do, I'm sorry, the +2 attacks does include companion weapons. I forgot. It does. That's right. So yes, you can give him the Savage Beyond Reason. So now you're at 6 chompy jaw attacks. And even if they don't have a lot of standard bearers and garbage, then yes, he's going to still get back to like 10 or 12 or something. Because that ability sets him to 10, but this doesn't cap there, right?
Yep.
for the Talons. So and then the other one is you could
The prayer could have him fight twice.
sure. Yeah, and there's just another +1 to hit. So yeah, at any rate, the point is you can juice this guy's attacks to like the moon, right? He can pretty easily be on 6 fanged maw attacks, just what we've seen so far. 10 or 12 talon attacks, 7 or 8. I hate that they're talons and fangs versus skeletal talons. We use the same word twice, but you get what I mean.
Yep.
And yes, correct. Blast
what
Meister,
I-
you can give him +1 attacks with a soggy trait as well, because yes, they get the soggy monster traits. Yes.
And he has crit mortal inherently.
Yes, he does. This dude's a
Like on
house.
all of those. Yes. This dude, so much pain.
I mean, now he's
So much
fragile. This is like 16 health on a 4-up, 6-up. If you go against like the
I
Trip
hear that.
Cannons army and you put this
Yeah.
guy is going to be like just enemy target number 1, right?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
this ability caps at 10 mini arc, but the Savage Predator wouldn't cap out at 10. So like it would just be a question of like how they stacked, right?
Back. Well, I'm going to apply these first and then these.
I think technically because the passive is on all the time, it would apply first, and then you would invoke this ability. So it's probably right that it would still cap at 10. I need to think about that. But yeah. At any rate, he rules. That's the point. It could just be a metric ton of attacks on like 2s and 3s, you know. Like he's amazing. So at any rate. Love him.
He's soft, but amazing.
Yes. Absolute missile. And then this is just a Terrorgeist by himself. Obviously, you lose the guy on top. He's not a hero anymore. Still has the Predator thing, but he has a different like rampage.
His rampage is a shriek.
Yeah. It's his little shriek.
Yeah.
And basically it's he can like do some mortal damage with his rampage and give him -1 to hit. It's fine.
Well, you're rolling a dice for every model in the unit. And on 6s, you do mortals, and if you do 3 or more mortals, they are also -1 to hit the bat.
Yeah.
So like it's a debuffing and damage. I mean, it's a great ability.
It is. It's fine. I'm just not sure. I'm like, I guess if I'm doing like a bunch of if I'm doing like the monster mash type of thing, you know,
you are never taking this guy ever unless you're monster mashing. And if you're monster mashing, this guy is your anti like infantry missile. Like that, you send him into the horde, the blocks.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm with you. I'm with you.
A shriek and
which this was a build for FEC for a long time, right? It was just the monster mash FEC build.
Right. You just need a way to tank those masses, and so his -1 hit may actually help him survive.
It makes a big difference.
Against
sure.
60.
Yep. Yeah. All right, then we've got the Ghoul King on Royal Zombie Dragon. Same thing, 16, 12, 4, 5. This guy's got a little bit different purpose, which I do appreciate that they like tried to distinguish these two guys, right? So he's kind of his attacks are much less damaging. Even though he has slightly higher number of attacks, it's still like way less damage because it's 4 and 2 instead of the D3 plus 3 and 2. And they're only crit auto wound.
Auto wounding.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is just like so worthless on a 2-up to wound. Like it's not truly 0, nothing, but boy is it not great at any rate. Okay. His passive is for the kingdom. He cares about knights. While you believe this delusion, this is his delusion, sorry. While you believe this delusion, add 2 to charge rolls for friendly knights units and friendly flesh eater courts monsters while they are wholly within 12 inches of this unit. Add 1 to charge rolls for friendly knights units and friendly flesh eater courts monsters instead while they're wholly within 12 inches of other friendly flesh eater courts heroes. So that's fine.
Bonuses to charge are good.
Yeah, it's neat because it's both like I'm trying to decide again, not knowing this guy's points, but I imagine he's not that expensive. I could see him in the monster mash list because his next ability is going to what we talk about in just a second is going to also open the door for that, right? Bonuses to charge are quite good. I don't know if you take him in a knight army is my real answer. I really don't.
Sure.
I think like you would probably still just take Oosh.
Charge.
Yeah, exactly. So his next ability is while they're wholly within 12 inches of this unit, friendly non-hero Flesh Eater Courts monsters can use charge abilities even if they used run, which like you're now getting an extra d6 inches on all your movement, and then when you're him, you're getting +2 to charge, +1 otherwise for your other heroes. Like again, if I was in a world where in a world where I'm running the monster mash with like a bunch of flappies, yeah, I'd probably find a space in the list for him, right? Like that's very useful.
Yep. Yeah.
If I was running a Knights heavy army, I don't think I'd find a space, even though that's like a neat ability for it to add the plus to charge. I'd just use Ushron.
Right.
I'm getting the same thing
because-
and way more.
Yeah.
Like way more.
Yep. Agreed.
And then like he has a basic roar rampage. It's fine.
Yep.
He has a
Yeah,
version
fine.
of roar. So okay. Then the Royal Zombie Dragon without the guy on top. And he can do the disappear and come back thing, right?
Yep.
So
strike.
like, yeah, well.
Oh no, he can do the teleport.
Yeah, he
The pick
teleports.
up and
He
set-
flies
set
up and
back.
goes
Yeah.
away. Yes. Once per turn, army your movement phase. You can't do it with multiple of them. So like whatever. But yes, he flies away, and sets up 9 inches from enemy units. It's nice that this isn't. The cool part about this is that it's not. He doesn't have to. He can be in combat and still use it.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yep.
Like that's probably where you're going to use it. You got into a bad fight you didn't want to be in, and you just like pick him up and roll him out of there, right? His rampage when he's alone is if he charged, you roll a die on a 3-up. He can move 2d6 inches, pass through combat ranges, and then does some mortal damage. So very good rampage. Like this is an excellent
I am
rampage.
all in on that rampage.
Sure.
That's a
I mean,
good one.
there's a couple different units that have this type of ability. Now this kind of
Yep.
like I charged and now I can drift into combat deeper and push in. There you go. Brawny says also known as the uppy downy. That's his previous ability. Yes, absolutely. My issue with this is it's a cool ability. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
This guy is on like a really big base. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
like you're often not going to be able to like jump the line with this ability.
No, you're not trying to. No, that's not what
You're
this is
sliding
normally.
around the
Like,
edge of stuff.
Correct. Or you're bouncing into a unit that you weren't in combat with.
Sure. Yeah.
Because you're going to get a 3-inch pile-in on the other side of this.
Yeah, you're like
And
there's
so,
2 units
like-
here and here, and this is what you wanted to fight. You do this, you slide around here, then you pile in, and now you're like, haha, gotcha. This can pull you out of combat with the initial unit you charged. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
just have to end
Like, you
in
can't
combat,
rely
but not
on
with
it.
the same unit.
Right. You can't rely on it, but it is extra gravy. Like it
Sure.
lets you do things that you might not otherwise be able to do. Back when the Maw Crusher had this, like I watched my son almost like flip a game at the doubles event we were at because he was able to like charge in and then rolled like the 11-inch like bounce and just bounced into another universe, right? And pulled in the unit that we needed to kill in order to get our points. Right. So like occasionally this lets you do something that you just simply couldn't do. Like you wouldn't even have a chance to do otherwise. And
Yep.
that's what I love about it is it's
Yeah, I understand.
so unpredictable, but the payoff when it hits is significant.
Yep, I agree. Okay, so now we get into the little boys. We left behind our big boys. Now let's do our little boys. As you can see, there's quite a lot of delusions, right? So like this is going to be, I hope what everybody's getting here is that there's quite a lot of delusions. Most people are like bringing their own delusion along with them, which is cool. So you will have a lot more than the 2 choices. It's such a weird battle trait because it is so list dependent, right? And so I wonder how much of that's going to steer around. But at any rate, Grand Justice Gormain, the judge is ready to rule. He has stats and attacks, and those don't matter. Now what does he actually have?
They never have.
Yeah, they never have, and they never will. He has your charge phase. Arrest those miscreants. Declare, pick a visible enemy unit within 18 inches of this unit to be the target. Effect, roll a die on a 3-up until the start of your next turn. The target has strike last while it's in combat with any friendly Flesh Eater Courts heroes and any friendly serfs or knights units. Wonderful combination with your previously aforementioned
Yep.
smash bat, because this would
Yep.
trigger. But just good in general, by the by. Like, there's plenty of normal builds that, despite my leaning on the smash bat thing, because I like hero hammer armies,
Yep.
this is still really good. And then accusations of regicide. While you believe this is his delusion, while you believe this delusion, add 1 to the damage characteristic of melee weapons used by friendly serfs and knights units while they're wholly within 12 inches of any friendly Flesh Eater Quartz heroes that had any damage points allocated to them in the same turn. Okay.
Great. Love it.
Sort of. Yes. You got it. It's a little bit of like a.
It's finicky. Like, it's a little bit porcupiney, is what I would say.
Sure.
And it'll be interesting to see if you can engineer situations where you're taking damage.
Sure. Yes. If you're, what this says, if you're the opponent, right, and you're going to attack one of the heroes, kill the hero.
Correct.
Right? Because then they're not wholly within 12 inches of that hero anymore.
Sure.
But yes, that is a good point. That's a very funny one, Branu. I hadn't thought about that. Accusations of regicide is insane off of a retreat. That's a funny point. I guess your guys got to live to do that, but sure. Okay.
But
that is a good way to self-damage. I hadn't thought about that.
He retreats and then they charge in.
Yeah, sure. If you're doing like attuned to Guy Ran, right? The second step of that one. That's it's a real winner.
Mission accomplished.
Yep. Okay, the Abhorrent Archregent. He has some stuff. He has the old Stormcast attack profile. That's all fine. He's a wizard 1 still. Okay. That's okay, I guess. He has his own delusion, of course. Which is a passive. Musicians, play. While you believe this delusion, subtract 1 from hit rolls for shooting attacks that target friendly Flesh Eater Quartz units while they're wholly within 12 inches of a friendly Flesh Eater Quartz hero. So a very straightforward defensive one. Like, you would use that. You would have this in your list if you think the shooting meta is there and you need to worry about this kind of stuff. That's what it's there for.
Yeah, I mean, but he also has your refilling model.
He does. He still has that very good ability he had before. He used to be a wizard 2, right?
I know. That's what I was literally going to say that next.
I know.
But
that's why I said he has a wizard. He's wizard 1, which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's fine.
I mean, like, look, he can. The fact that he has the extra usage of what's effectively your battle trait to restore units is and always was good. It's still good. His delusion is very specific, right? It's a nice little toolbox thing to have in your delusion toolbox because that's what you're building when you're building your list, right?
Yep.
I really think that's how you're framing your hero selection. Like,
Correct.
In case that's not obvious, right? If you're
what tool have in the toolbox, yeah,
right. Like, your delusions are a bunch of tools in your toolbox, and when you build your list, you're thinking about what do I want to have access to. So,
yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he was pretty expensive, but I used him on occasion in a couple of my lists. I didn't hate him. I thought he was okay. But yes, you're right. He wasn't like the hottest competitive choice. Sunny Cal John, AOS or Old World? I haven't played any Warhammer since pre-COVID. Sunny Cal John, the answer is just as our Ortega Taco Girl says, why not both?
Why not?
That's right. They're both great games. Very different games, but both great games. This is a new guy. High Falconer Felgrins. This is this stupid model.
Okay. I like him. He's adorable.
Do you really? I think this guy looks so dumb.
I do.
Okay.
I love that guy.
Aesthetics are personal. If you like him, chat, do you like this new model, or do you think he looks like a dum-dum? Not his little bat friend. His little bat friend is cute and adorable, obviously.
You can't say that. No, it's both or none. And here's the deal.
It is not. He is the thing. His little guy isn't even a part of the model. It's a token.
That means that he is always coming with him. He's always by his side.
Well, first of all, no, you can kill the token. That's just that's literally the rules we're about to read.
The gripe is amazing. I love him. Okay. I love all of them.
Yeah, I like the little bat. The little bat is adorable because bats are cute. But the guy himself looks like such a dork. I just think he looks so dumb. But hey, apparently seems like the chat is with you. So okay. But hey, there you go. I'm happy to be the weird one. At any rate, again, he has some attacks. Good for him.
He has a shooting attack.
That's right. Yes. Bird, get him. I love that it's like a
One.
D6 damage. It's so funny. On one attack on 4s and 4s. Oh boy. The person who hits first, correct. The person who actually like hits, wounds, gets through, and then rolls the 6. Just gonna have
one
a great
shot's
day.
the foot hero.
Yeah.
One shot's the foot hero.
Just dies to GD bats. Yes, exactly. Okay.
Pick him up.
Yep. He kind of looks like the fedora meme if you squint. He does kind of look like that. I agree. I agree, G-Will. Why is he a 4+ save? All the bats. They get in the way.
Yep.
He has bat armor. Not like Batman bat armor. Just like bats. Literal bat armor.
Is he an abhorrent? I can't see on the cutoff. I'm assuming
I cut it off. I'll tell you. Hold on. That's a good question.
Because he has a delusion, which is why I'm asking.
I believe he is, but give me a second. I'll tell you for sure.
He is, because I can tell from the profile. That is an abhorrent profile. 5 attacks.
Yes, he has abhorrent. Correct. Yep.
Yep.
Sorry, I accidentally cut that off.
He regens a D3 is what I'm thinking. Like just thinking through like what else. Yeah.
Yep.
Which is why he also has a 4-up save, by the way.
Sure, because he's just tough enough. That's fine. All right, so look, here we go. What's he got? He's got his little gripe. So he's got his little token. This unit's gripe is a token. If this unit's gripe is not on the battlefield, this is in your hero phase. You pick an enemy unit within 18 inches of this unit and not in combat to be the target. You put this unit's gripe next to the target. If the target is destroyed, well, this unit's gripe is next to it. Remove the gripe from the battlefield, and then you would put it back on another unit, blah, 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 in your next hero phase, and so on and so forth. Okay.
Be mine eyes.
Yes.
Sure.
And then your little gripe can do the Winged Reconnoiter, which is a passive ability. While this unit's gripe is next to an enemy unit, ward rolls cannot be made for damage points inflicted on that enemy unit by combat attacks made by this unit and friendly serfs units. Okay.
Check, please.
That's fine.
That's really good.
It is. Really is. I mean, it's just serfs, which is fine. I do think like ghoul spam is still a thing. Don't get me wrong.
I would say it's just serfs. Yeah, ghoul spam, buddy.
Yeah, or Crypt Guard. A Crypt Guard are really good too in this. Yeah. So,
sure.
But yes. Sir Felgren is abroad. Okay, passive. This is his delusion. While you believe this delusion, subtract 10 years, man. 10. Subtract 10 from the control scores of enemy units while they are in combat with any friendly serfs units or any friendly non-hero Flesh Eater Courts monster or beasts units.
What beasts do Flesh Eater Courts have again?
That's a good question. What is a beast? What is a beast in here? Gotta be something, right? I don't know. What's a beast? Chat, what is a beast in this book? Who has the beast keyword? Oh, duh, the Vargulf Courtier. The Vargulf Courtier is a beast.
Okay. And maybe the beast flayers, don't they have a dog?
They have stuff, but they do not have the beast keyword. They're beast flayers just because it's in the name.
No, but I thought they had a dog. Don't they have a dog that has its own like profile?
No, they have one profile.
Okay, maybe not.
Are you thinking of like every other band like that does have does have dogs with them? Yeah. But no. Yeah, I think it's just the Vargulf Courtier, as far as I can see.
Okay,
yeah.
Interesting.
That's it.
Interesting.
Okay,
but it doesn't apply to the Vargulf Courtier because the Vargulf Courtier is a hero.
No, he's not a hero. That's just it. We'll talk about him. We'll get there. Okay. At any rate.
Sorry,
no, it's fine. Okay, so cool. Yeah, at any rate, it's -10 control. That's a big control penalty. That is a crazy big control penalty. Big enough that like I actually think that's not bad. I don't know that I'd make it my delusion, but maybe. Again,
but there might be moments
Yeah. The
They're
problem
writing
is like
villains where you
I'm setting that delusion at the start of the turn, so I have to believe it would be necessary to be triggered at the end of the turn. I've got to really like I've got to really see into the weave here, as it were, right? So, but like, sure. Again, it's a toolbox. I'm not saying it's not ever useful. I'm just saying it's like this guy I think is very, again, points dependent. He's a new guy. I have no idea what he's going to cost, but like points dependent. It's very much like whatever, right? Okay. All right. Abhorrent Ghoul King. This is our classic little dumb Ghoul King jumping off the rock. God, I hate this model.
Yep.
All right. He has numbers. You know.
Yep.
They're numbers. Yep, those sure are numbers.
Yeah.
He's got his own delusion. While you believe this delusion, add 1 to the damage characteristic of melee weapons used by friendly, non-unique Flesh Eater Quartz heroes for attacks that target an enemy hero. I was so excited about this one, and then that last sentence happened.
Yeah.
Sure. And then once per turn, army reaction, you declare a fight ability with him. He can pull a service unit into combat with him, and he gives them +1 to wound. So he has the chain activation with a +1 to wound kicker, which is good. It's fine.
Yep. It's good.
And he's obviously a wizard 1 and blah, blah, blah. You know, he's a Ghoul King. He's a guy. All right. The Abhorrent Gore Warden. This guy was like the absolute... the problem is the soggy one exists. So like this guy just has an incredible bar to meet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. He also has numbers. They're fine. He has 7 health, so that's better than 5. At any rate, deployment phase, pick this unit up to 2 friendly Flesh Eater Quartz units in this unit's regiment. They have not been deployed, beat the targets. They go into reserve, patrolling the borders. And then your movement phase, trespassers, pick this unit if it's patrolling the borders, then pick an enemy unit to be the target. Set up this unit more than 6 inches from the target, more than 9 inches from all enemy units. Then set up the units that were patrolling the borders within this unit, wholly within 12 of this unit, and more than 9 from all enemy units. So he gets to set up within 6. His friends set up at 9 away. Okay. Fine. I still think the end of enemy turn teleport is better. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just do. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe this guy's like significantly cheaper. I don't know. Okay. I mean, like, it's good. It's not a bad ability. Don't get me wrong. Like, being able to put 3 units in reserve and drop at 6 away is very powerful. I just think that an end of enemy turn teleport is better because that is so good in the game right now.
It just shuts off stuff.
It shuts off so many things. It shuts off the objectives they were going to take. It kills battle tactics at the last moment. Like, it's so strong.
Agreed.
So, at any rate. Okay, Defenders of the Kingdom. While you believe this delusion, and this unit is on the battlefield, so that is important, right? Like, he can't be off in reserve or whatever.
No, but he can. Like, wait till you get to the last sentence.
I understand.
Continue.
And he's on the battlefield. Add 1 to charge rolls for friendly Flesh Eater Quartz units while they are wholly within 12 of a friendly Flesh Eater Quartz hero. Add 2 to charge rolls instead if they were also set up in the same turn. When using a Kingdom Deluded ability, you can pick this delusion even if this unit is patrolling the borders. I understand that. What they're being very clear that you're getting to use you get to choose this as a delusion, right?
Yeah.
But the key is he has to be there to get the charge bonus.
Sure.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. But yes, obviously the point of this is, right, is, okay, now he drops.
Pick this and he shows up.
Yeah. Everybody's getting bonuses.
And he's on a charge he's on a charge of 4. And they're on a charge of 7.
Yeah. Yes. That's right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, pretty reasonable, reliable charges. And, Catharsis Chaser said this guy unlocks some silly Alpha Strike builds. Yeah. I mean, it
Yep.
should be noted that neither the deployment phase ability of Lord of the Marches nor the Trespassers ability are once per turn.
Yep. So you could have multiples.
Yeah, like you could just put him up there with like 2 packs of ghouls or a pack of ghouls and crypt guard or a bunch of crypt horrors or whatever, right? And then drop them both down, right? Outside of like right up on a unit and just get these ridiculous charge bonuses and go in and just alpha strike the heck out of the weak side of the enemy's army. Like that is a thing you can do with this dude.
Well, none of that. You could take 2 of these and set up 5 units.
That's what I just said. Yeah. Like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. It's
I
not
thought
once
you were
per
saying
turn.
like him and 2 units. What I'm saying is it's
him,
2
2
of
units
him
of
and 4
ghouls or
units.
something. Another one,
Yeah.
2 units of crypt horrors or something, right? Like whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so on or whatever. Pick your particular hammer you like, right? Okay. So, yeah.
I actually do like him with the big flappy monster as well. Like remember the uppy downy? Because uppy downy is a setup, and so when he comes down, he's charging 9 inches.
Sure. That's a good point. Yep. But yes, so like there's a lot of stuff. It's fine. He's very, what I'll say is it's at least interesting. My personal tastes, I like having the weird tricks. It's my inner Skaven, right? So that's why I like the other Gore Warden. But this dude's got play, which is amazing because the other Gore Warden is so good.
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
It's true.
Okay. All right. Next up, Abhorrent Cardinal. So your Cardinal is your priest 1. While this unit is more than 6 inches from all enemy units, add 1 to chanting rolls for this unit. That was I read that second ability first because it's really important and really good.
Yep.
Obviously, you can also give him the item if you wanted to like really make a mega priest, right? And then this dude will be on +2 to chant, which is super crazy strong. You are just banking prayer points and dropping 10 pluses like it's nothing at that point. So that's pretty good. He also has a delusion, of course, because he is an abhorrent. And so he has the Banishing Liturgy. While you believe this delusion, add 2 to banishment rolls for friendly Flesh Eater Courts units. Friendly Flesh Eater Courts units have a ward of 4+ against damage points inflicted by spell abilities, prayer abilities, and abilities used by manifestations.
It's good.
Again, I like him because I think he's a really good priest. And I think that delusion is pure silver bullet goodness. Like there'll be 9 games you play where it's basically pointless and you never use it, and fine, who cares? It's just like you don't often need that particular tool in the toolbox, right?
But that one game,
yeah, you're gonna be like, well, this is on a lot, right? And you're going up against like some siege army or something like that, right? So, yeah. Okay. The Marrow Scroll Herald. This guy, our like introduction guy from the story there. Yep, exactly. He'll be in your list regardless. So it's nice to have the silver bullet. That's right. That's right, Miniarchs. Exactly. I like him a lot.
A note that we are moving out of abhorrence and into nobles, and with that, we're moving away from delusions.
That's right. But all your abhorrents are bringing those delusions with them. So, okay, here we go. The Marrow Scroll Herald, who is an interesting dude. He has the once per turn army enemy charge phase ability, just like he did before, that you pick an enemy unit within 6, so he doesn't have to be in combat, blah, blah, blah. You roll a die, and on a 3-up, they either have to accept or reject the entreaty offered by this unit. If they accept, they're infected. If they reject, they get strike last for the rest of the turn. Okay?
They're not accepting infected bones anymore.
It's an entreaty. At any rate, so reject is simple. You just strike last, right? So it's the enemy charge phase. You've charged in. This guy says, "Do you want this or not?" And if you say not, then you just strike last. If you accept, then you're infected the rest of the battle. And then what that opens up is his reaction. Opponent declared a command, spell ability, or prayer ability for an infected unit. Roll a die on a 5 up. If they could declare a command, it has no effect, but you still burn the point. If they declared a spell or prayer, it fails. It can be used more than once per phase, but only once per command, spell, or prayer ability. Obviously, this is very powerful if you do get it on some wizard or priest, but that's not super likely. You know, more often than not, it's just like, okay, did I need the command? So it reads like a cooler ability than it is. For most of my units, I would just be like, no, I'll take the infection. It's fine.
Right, because the reality is that if they die, then them striking last isn't going to matter.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if they die being infected, it's not going to matter.
Well, like oftentimes with how bad all out attack is now, I'm not usually using it on the charge anyways. So like, what are you canceling? I don't use a lot of commands at that point, right? So.
Yep.
Royal Decapitator. This is your little noble guy. He has his little. He can bring serfs units into fight. When he does so, they get crit 2 hits. And immediately after that fight ability has been, whenever you declared a fight ability, you can do a reaction. Immediately after that fight ability has been resolved, pick an enemy infantry hero in combat with him. Roll 2d6. If it exceeds the health characteristic, it is destroyed. So he has the enemy hero assassination thing. Fine.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay,
it's fun.
Now your Volgolf Courtier, who is not a hero. That's what we were saying, right? So he's just Beast, Ward 6.
This dude better be 80 points.
He has a maximum control score of 1 because he has the Beast passive thing, right? Mm-hmm. He still has his like good attacks that are anti-infantry and stuff like that. So he can do some real damage. You know, it's fine.
You're right. He has 7 attacks on a 4 up to hit.
I understand. And he can do his little victory feast where he heals D6. If he slayed any models, he can heal D6. If he's in combat, he can immediately move 10 inches. He can move through the combat ranges, but has to end that move in combat with the units it was already in combat with at the start of the move. Which I hate. If he's not in combat, he can just move 10 inches, but can't end it in combat.
Yeah.
I hate that restriction is that he's got to stay in combat with the same unit.
And as a beast, he can't receive commands either. So
he can receive commands. Beast doesn't mean you can't get commands.
What there's some restriction associated with commands and beasts.
No, it just means you're good. Like if you have the extra beast passive, your control score becomes 1. He can still get commands. Beasts are just beasts. It's just a really weird unit type, right? That gets used every so often, but they can still get commands. Now, oftentimes they have companion weapons. He doesn't. Most beasts just have companion weapons.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, your sort of ideal use case with him is you've saved a command point. Exactly. Thank you, Justin. Exactly what I was going to say. So, like, your sort of ideal situation is you go in, you like fight the heck out of a bunch of infantry, do some amount of damage, hopefully pretty decent damage, right? And then you power through off of them 10 inches away and then use his ability. Now you're not in combat and he goes another 10 inches.
Yeah.
That's your ideal way to use this dude. Like that's what he's for, right? He's a power through machine. At health 8, he can power through off of a lot of different stuff.
Yeah. I'm not again, he needs to be like 80 points.
Sure. Hey, look, man. There is a point value where this dude's pretty good.
Sure. I would agree with that.
Okay.
Sure.
But if he's anywhere even like close to over that, like 10 points over that line, and he's a skip. It's that simple. Okay. But there is a points value. There is a points value that would be perfectly acceptable, and I'd put this guy in a list in a heartbeat. All right, Crypt Guard. Crypt Guard are pretty good. So Crypt Guard, standard 1 health, 6 move, 6 up save, 6 up ward, blah, blah, blah. They're 4s and 4s, rend 1, damage 1. They have anti-charge plus 1 rend and crit auto wound. So they're meant to be your charge receivers, which is a bit weird because Usharon's thing, also delusion, also gives them anti-charge, but I mean, whatever.
Do they stack?
No, they do not. The same name things don't stack.
Okay.
Okay. There, it's in the weapon abilities. I've ran into it a few times in the old rules where you could like pick that thing and give it to people. You know, your old start of the battle things you picked.
Yep.
It came up a lot. Anyways, okay. Effect: while any friendly non-monster flesh eater quartz heroes are wholly within this unit's combat range, both this unit and those heroes have a ward of 5 up. So you just get the prayer for free both directions. But the change here is non-monster. Because you see, like, you'd see these guys like stacked carefully around Usharon, right? And then Elite Guardians. If this unit is in combat with any enemy units that charge this turn, roll a die. On a 3-up for the rest of the turn, this unit has strike first, but ward rolls cannot be made for it. So yeah, that's what they do.
I don't know.
I am guessing they're pretty. I think like the rumored points are pretty low on these guys. I like them.
Like if they're super low, I'm open to it. But
Yeah,
again, it's a like, let me get this straight. It is a 10 wound model or 10 wound unit, 10 wound 10 model unit on 6-up 6-ups, maybe 6-up 5-ups.
correct.
But if you strike first, it's 6-ups. No word save.
That's right. But if somebody, I'll tell you why I like it, because I do think it's a pretty decent porcupine. 20 of these guys, if they're at their rumored points, is about their rumored points is 100 for 10. By the way, okay, yeah, thank you everybody in the chat. So 200 points for a unit.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That
with
when you charge them,
attacks,
makes 61 attacks at Ren 2 with strike first. It's not bad.
Potentially strike first.
Potentially strike first. But you don't lose your, if you fail the roll, you don't lose your ward, right?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I would point out they can also countercharge and use that ability, right? Because they just need to be in combat with someone who charged. So
yeah, I would just need to get some experience with them.
Sure, I think they've got some interesting play. Like if they're actually 100 points, if that's if that's correct, if the rumor is correct, right? It's not bad. It's really not.
Yeah,
right?
Like if you pair it with the judge, right? If with Gormain and trigger that delusion, then we might be in a different space, because like if somebody retreats, right? You can trigger the 2 damage, then like 60 attacks on 2 damage on Ren 2 is like another stratosphere.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind these guys have crit auto wound. Anytime you're making that number of attacks, right? Effectively, what that means is you're gonna like out of that batch, you've got 10 automatic wounds just to start, right? Like you just that's where you went, right? And then you're gonna have like just on math, you have 20 more hits, which becomes 10 more wounds, right? So like that unit is generating 20 wounds at Rend 2.
Yeah.
It's not bad for 200 points. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not bad for 200.
Right. So I think it's not bad. That's what I'll say.
And it is a very technical unit, so it's not something that you can just spam, right? Like this is not a spammable unit. Not realistic.
No. Okay. So I agree. Fletch says it's not bad. I agree with Fletch. In Fletch we trust. That's right. Yes, exactly, Blastmeister. You got to the same math I did, right? 20 rend 2, damage 1, 20 damage ain't bad. Yeah, exactly. Okay. I agree. I'm with everybody. I agree. We all got to the same math. We got Tom there. I think they're a little like I said, I think there's value to that kind of unit, right? I mean, it's not a big investment for a pretty healthy little hammer, right? You don't have to worry about like moving in and charging and stuff like that. Ozzy with the super chat. Hey Vince, love your stuff. It's helped me a ton. Any advice on painting non-realistic hot rod style flames? Painting some hell horses for BattleTech. First of all, awesome. I BattleTech, yay. Yeah, like the key is so just like think of it in little. How do I say this? You want little shapes like this. That's the best way I can describe it. Like start with a line and then you just do little U shapes, but they should have a little curve. Oh, I know. Think like a little, like a fancy trident, but where the two tines are bident, I guess, where the two tines are themselves curved. So like whoop and whoop, the opposite. So that's how it looks. And then you just do lines of that. Like each little flame just creates little bloop, bloop, the little inverted swoopy swoop U shapes. I did do a video where I kind of talked about this, by the way. If you go back and look at my Iron Jaws video, Ozzy, I think I show you basically how to paint that exact flame. So go check it out. Okay. All right. Morbeg Knights. 4 health, 12-inch move, 4 up save, 6 up, control 1, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. So, the Knights themselves are 2 attacks, 3s, 4s, rend 1, damage 1, charge plus 1 damage. Their little guys are 3 attacks, 4s, 3s, rend 1, damage 2. Okay? Okay.
Why do they hate us?
Because it's funny. It's just, I love what they keep doing this. Could put them all in the same thing, but nope, they're different now. All right. At any rate.
They were all the same.
Well, at a point in time.
At a point in time, in another life, they were all the same.
Okay. Once per turn, army, end of enemy turn. Pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit to be the target. Effect, inflict D3 mortal damage on the target. Then this unit can use a retreat ability as if it were your movement phase. No mortal damage is inflicted on this unit by that retreat ability. So here's my read on these guys. I think a lot of people are very sad about the changes to these guys. And like, I think that's fine. I think that they needed to change. I think Morbeg Knights were like too good and too efficient. And I hated them because you just saw people run a ton, absolute metric ton of them. Now, the way that they're written, I can absolutely see a unit of these in the book or like in your army and them having an absolute point, right? Like that end of enemy turn ability is good, right?
Yeah.
Again, it is an end of enemy turn movement ability. You've got the Gore Warden, you got this guy, you have like, yes, you can only do this with 1 unit because it's once per turn army, right? But that gives you like 2 units at the end of the enemy turn you're moving. These guys are running around, flying around technically, 12 inches at the end of the turn. So is the Gore. So the Gore Warden is like teleporting around, right? Like, yeah. End of enemy turn movement is so powerful. Like, think if they're trying to, how many battle tactics are there where like the ability to move 2 units at the end of their turn just completely hoses their battle tactic. Yep. Right. So I agree. I think this is I think this is better internal balance now. I think it's still a very valuable unit to have like as a one of in your army.
Yep. Agreed.
That's my read. And they're still perfectly fine as far as like the damage they can do and stuff. So
they're fine.
They're fine. They're fine.
Yep.
Okay. The Crypt Infernal Courtier and the Crypt Flayers. Tom, you were always a fan of this little combo.
It was. Yeah, it was always fun.
Your Courtier is, standard 6, 12, 5, 2, and the little guys are 4, 12, 5, 1. So kind of what you would expect, what they've been. And he has the your movement phase, pick a friendly Crypt Flayer unit that used the 2R Liege ability this turn and is wholly within 9 inches of this unit to be the target. Can immediately move D3 inches. The key with that is the 2R Liege ability says if this unit is not in combat, remove it from the battlefield and set it up again wholly within 12 inches of a friendly Flesh Eater Courts hero and more than 9 from all enemy units. So they can teleport over to the Infernal Courtier. They're 9 inches away, and then he can move them D3 forward, giving them somewhere between a 6 and 8 charge in. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Fun. And he still does the make the Crypt Flayer shooting attack get better, like he's always done.
Yeah, I mean that's actually the magic here.
Sure.
Of being able to like teleport them in and then he like pops and then they're like within shooting range.
Yeah, it lets you like he's over here, it's your movement phase. You call him over, like they get called over to him. He moves them forward. He shoots, does some damage, hopefully, with his 4 attacks on 4 3s, rend 2 damage D3. He just needs to like have some damage points allocated. Then all of a sudden he
Yep.
turns on the units like potentially 13 to 25 shooting attacks at damage 2, right? And Ren 2 damage 2 shooting attacks like that are crazy strong. So
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah, it's
you
interesting.
just have to
like,
do 1 damage.
one of the challenges was always him being like out of place or like
Mhm.
spacing, being able to get him into who you want to shoot. And this ability just solves that.
Mhm.
Like, it's very clear that somebody who was familiar with this was involved in it. I don't
Sure.
know who provided feedback, but
Because remember, you used to have to slay
I
a
have
model, right? Now it's just do damage.
I remember. I remember.
I remember you and I got this combo off when we were playing teams. We were on the new Slanesh board, and you hopped down, and like there was a bunch of 1 wound dudes, and you like killed 1 guy, and then just like the rest of the crypt players just went off and flatlined the unit.
Yep.
It's
All I
fun.
need, just need 1.
Yep, just need 1. Now it is just 1 damage. Fonzie with a super chat. Hey Vince, any tips on how to just get painting done? I've always had trouble finishing an army. I'm always stuck obsessing over if I've done a good job. Yeah, I mean, yes, force yourself to paint to time. If you're really trying to get done, like take a unit and literally say, I am going to spend X amount of time on that unit and no more. It will force you to be judicious with your time and focus on the things that actually matter, right? Because a lot of the model, especially in army painting, honestly doesn't matter very much to make it look good. Like little bags and boots and belts and bejangles are really not that important, okay? It'll force you to focus on like the face, the skin, the shields, the banners, the bases, you know,
Yep.
things that are like actually people notice. And like if you give yourself, you say whatever time for you is appropriate. Like you can pick the time, whatever works on your schedule, right? Like say I've got these 3 crypt flares. Cool.
Yep.
I've got 6 hours to paint them, or 2 hours to paint them, or 1 hour to paint them, or whatever, right? Like whatever your appropriate is for you and the amount of time you're willing to spend for the total army. Just total it out. That's how you lock it down and just keep yourself on a schedule.
Yep. Xanathal, slap chop, and then highlight and detail whatever you need to.
Sure. Focus in your attention
like,
on the other things, yeah.
Focus your on the things that matter. And the reality is that for most armies, that is going to be way more than good enough.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick here before we talk about the real beast players, I didn't put the scroll in here for some reason, but I do want to talk real quick about
the horrors.
Yeah, I do want to talk about crypt horrors. Yeah, exactly. So the crypt haunter courtier, the honker, our old crypt honker, he has like he pulls people in, and he has a +1 to hit ability. Okay, which is good because obviously the sucky thing about crypt horrors is they hit on 4. But I do want to talk about crypt horrors because I talked about role-based stuff, and they're interesting now because the crypt horrors are now anti-cav. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they are still knights, and they're anti-knight knights, right? So they're 4 attacks, 4s, 3s, rend 1, damage 2, anti-cavalry +1 rend, so they go to rend 2, and they have crit auto wound, right?
And what's their movement?
7. So not bad. And but wait, I haven't got to the actual good part. Okay, why I really like the crypt honker courtier and the crypt honkers in general. So they have this ability, okay? The Holy Blades of Bone. Once per turn, army, any combat phase. Declare, pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit to be the target. Roll 2 dice for each model in this unit. So a pack of 6, you roll 12 dice, right? Simple math. Add 2 to each roll if the target is cavalry.
Okay.
For each 5 up, inflict 1 mortal damage on the target. Okay.
You have my attention.
So these guys going into like a unit of whatever, infantry or heroes or hero or something, not heroes, hero or monster or whatever. If you've got the full unit, then they do on average 4 mortals, right? 12 dice, third of them, that's 4. But if you're going into cavalry, before they even swing, okay? Yeah?
Yep.
They're doing 8 mortals. All right.
You're saying into what kind of cavalry? Like into how many models? 5?
Doesn't matter. It's 2 models, 2 dice for each model in this unit, in your unit. Doesn't matter.
In your unit, not in their unit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. No, it's fine. So like my point is like 8 mortals on a cav unit before you've even attacked is really good, right? Now,
Yeah.
keep in mind they also can get +1 rend from that battle from the faction or
Right.
whatever, right? On the charge.
Right. So the
So they
Ren 2 do hurt you.
right. Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
So
That's
they
good.
could be rend 3 against cav. Like these guys are those dudes are absolute night like anti-night nightmares, right? They're
Truly.
nightmares.
Mares.
Because yeah, I mean they're going in with 25 attacks. Like before they attack, they do 8 mortals. Then they go in with 25 attacks on like there's a couple different ways to get them on 3s, but on 3s and 3s, Ren 2 or Ren 3 damage 2. That's a dead cavalry unit.
Yep.
Okay.
This is
So,
just what Vanguard needed right here.
yeah, I mean, I want to see more units like this that have like clearly defined roles. Like this is my anti-cav unit.
Yep.
Again, I really like when in looking at this army, I really like how it's built now as a very toolboxy army between like the way you take your delusions, the different units you're choosing, and like getting the right matchups for those units. I just think there's a lot of good stuff going on here. That's what got me back interested in this again, right?
Yep. And I got 15 of these guys painted and ready to go.
Yeah, I got a bunch of Crypt Honkers too. So there you go. I like Crypt Honkers. They're fun. I don't have that many. I think I have like 12. Yeah, I think I have 12. That's right.
I ran a 9 to 6, so
Gotcha. Yeah, I just did 2
I,
6-packs back in the day. At any rate, okay, and then yeah, the Royal Beast Flayers, anti-beast, anti-monster, blah blah blah, a bunch of attacks. They're still anti-monster people. Like they -1 monster damage, and monsters can't use rampage abilities, and so on and so forth. They do what they do.
okay.
All right, now we get to the stuff. Charnel Throne, barricades, manifestation stuff. Okay. Here we go. All right, Charnel Throne, 10 health, 4 up save, blah blah. God, I hate the way. Truly, the one thing I absolutely despise about 4th edition is the number of dumb abilities it takes to say you can stand in a thing.
Sure.
It's so stupid. Okay. So, reigning champion, you can become the steward. You get in the chair.
Okay. Yep.
Duty calls. You leave the chair.
Okay.
All right, great. Ruler of all they survey. If you have a steward, pick a visible, friendly, non-hero fleshy or quartz unit to be the target. Target can move D3 inches. If the target was set up this turn, it can move D6 inches, but it cannot move into combat. Really good.
You have my attention.
Yes. This is just visible. Now,
Yeah.
notably, that's not always going to be possible, right? There's a lot of things that block
right.
line of sight in this game right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But it's still really good. Okay.
Yeah.
So like that's really good. Right? So it's just non-hero. Yes, exactly. So it's great. Your flares we talked about earlier, they can get the bonus, right? Blah blah blah. All that kind of stuff.
They move a D6 and a D3.
Yes. And then the rest is the steward of the realm. Like while you're the steward, all of this crap is rules now because you're standing on a piece of terrain. Okay. So look, there you go. That's a good point. Yes, I hadn't thought about that. The Blastmeister pointed out, I did miss that, which was it's also every replacement unit when they wander in from the edge of the board. I hadn't thought about that. That's actually really good. Yeah, because that does set them up this turn. Branu, yeah, I skipped ghouls because ghouls are the same. Like their rules didn't change, but they're still really good. Yeah. I mean, they're just ghouls. They're what they were before. They're just really good.
Yep.
Okay. Like they are what they were in the index. That's all. Cadaverous Barricade. This is the one that can shoot out 18 inches, but obviously it doesn't move. Enemy units cannot use run or retreat abilities while they are within its combat range. In addition, if an enemy unit is picked to use a move ability while it's within the combat range, have that unit's move characteristic rounding up for the rest of the turn. Okay.
It's fine.
It's fine. Throw it out there and have somebody's move. That's That's what's going to happen.
Yep.
Can also shut off redeploys, which is a neat trick. Like, really, you're going to throw it out there, probably use it to stop redeploys away from your setup units. Like, that's what it's going to be used for.
This is a fine magical intervention as well, like, because it forces them to do something with it.
Sure.
Like, they don't have a lot of options, right? Because you're
good on and off turn. Yes. Like, you don't want to do all your little setup tricks and have people redeploy away from you. That stops that because it turns off run and blah, 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 blah. Right. It's perfectly good. Then you got the Corpse Mirror Stampede, move 12, health 10, 5 up save, 6 up ward. Does Gormain want to be close or on the throne? Like, Gormain, no, Gormain is, we'll go back to him real quick here. Gormain is pick a visible enemy unit within 18 inches, so he's a little tougher to use, right? To put him on the throne. I actually think, where's he at?
He's 18 inches. Like, the key is that if you forward deploy the throne, then you can put him on the throne.
You could, but I hate forward deploying terrain. I agree with Mini Arcs. I think the priest, the cardinal, is the guy that goes and sits on the throne because he wants to be far away from all the enemy units. You don't really mind backboarding him.
Sure. But you also want to use his prayers, and you need to be within range. Like, his super buff for a hero is within 12 inches.
Yeah, I understand. My point is, you don't. I'm not saying you're against the back of the board, but it just gives you a lot more. Like,
yeah, his ward save is also wholly within 12 inches.
Sure.
So, like, I don't know. Like, I would be more likely putting Gormain on it than I think the priest, because I want the priest able to do all of his buffs. Right? Gormain only has one, which is 18 inches.
I don't know. I think Gormain, you're targeting an enemy, and they just tend to be farther away. That's what it comes down to for me. So that's fine. But at any rate, there's options. That's the point. Where are we at? Sorry, jumped ahead. Okay. So the Corpse Mirror Stampede, it has attacks. That's fine. It can, this manifestation can use this ability even if it's in combat. Pick a point of the battlefield to be the target, then make a stampede roll of 2d6. Add 1d6 for each battle round that the manifestation has been on the battlefield and has not been banished. So it gets higher and higher and higher. Effect, the manifestation can move a distance up to the value of the stampede roll in a straight line directly towards the target. It can move through the combat range of enemy units. Blah, 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 blah. And then it potentially does some mortal damage to them. And then if it charged, add the value of the stampede roll to the attacks characteristic of this manifestation's trample for the rest of the turn, which is potentially quite a lot of attacks, obviously.
Sure.
But it is on like 5s and 3s. But nonetheless, that could be like
hit, so
sure.
half of every hit is a crit.
Yeah, it could be like 20 or 30 extra attacks. Could be.
It's fine.
Sure.
Like, you summon it and just like run it around in your backfield.
Sure.
Just getting momentum.
So, you know, it's a very funny thing.
It's fine.
And then the old chalice of Usharan. Does not move. 6 health, 6 up save. Drafts of Delusion. Pick an enemy unit within 6 inches of this manifestation to be the target. Roll a die. On a 3-up, your opponent must pick one of the following to apply for the rest of the turn. Drink deep. Other than the companion weapon ability, weapon abilities for attacks made by targets have no effect. Or combat attacks that target that enemy unit score critical hits on an unmodified rolls of 5 up.
That's brutal.
Yeah, not the recursion machine it was in its original incarnation, certainly, but still very good. Still very good. The problem with the chalice versus the other one is this thing doesn't move and it's got a 12-inch range on setup.
Yep. Yeah, but it's a nice porcupine ability too. Like, if you come in, drink deep, baby. Right? Like, you're gonna have to pick, like, you're gonna have to make a villainous choice. Right? Yes. Like, choose one or the other.
On a 3-up, make a villainous choice. Yeah, absolutely. Remind me after we're done. There's something I want to tell you about that. Just tell me, do you say the make a villainous choice thing when we're done with the show? I need to tell you something.
Sounds great.
Okay. At any rate, that's it. It's fine. It's good. Perfectly good. Like, their manifestations are all fine. The horses are going to, most of the time, you're going to roll a ton of dice for not much effect, but it's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Armies of Renown. We're almost done, Tom. My goodness. This is a heck of a show here.
So much.
All right. Armies of Renown. The Knights of New Summer Court. Okay.
So is this the knights?
Knights. Yes. Okay. Usharon has to be included, and then any non-unique aberrants, any nobles, Vargolf courtiers, and any knights. Yes. So kind of
Cool.
the nobles and knights, right? This is your Bretonnian
Nope.
army.
No serfs. Got it.
Correct. Battle traits, the Summer King's colors. But to pick a friendly new Summer Court unit that contains any standard bearers to be the target for the rest of the battle. This is in your deployment phase, by the way. For the rest of the battle, while the target unit contains any standard bearers, add 10 to the control scores of friendly new Summer Court units while they're wholly within 24 inches of the target. And once all the standard bearers in the target unit have been slain, subtract 5 from the control scores of friendly new Summer Court units. So don't get that guy killed. We're effectively manufacturing an old school battle standard bearer, right? That's what's happening here.
I see that.
Then you've got the A Duel, Good Sir, which is once per turn any combat phase. To refuse an honorable duel with Usharon is always to one's detriment. You must use this ability if the friendly Usharon is in combat with the enemy general. Pick the enemy general to be the target. Your opponent must decide whether the target will accept or refuse Usharon's challenge. Except for the rest of the turn, when the friendly Usharon and the target are picked to use fight abilities, all of their attacks must target each other. Refuse, the target has strike last. Again, this is like a lot of rules to write. We wanted to bring back challenge from Warhammer Fantasy or from the old world. Right. Okay.
And it's so funny because depending on the control score of the general, he may strike last being in combat with Usharon anyways.
Mm-hmm. Well, Usharon didn't say he's going to fight fair.
Sure.
That being said, like, there are plenty of heroes that can go up against Usharon in combat, toe to toe.
Sure. Yep.
And like put a real hurt on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the first ability is more begs because they're the ones that have the standards. Okay, once per battle army, any charge phase in their Sire Shadow, declare if the friendly Usharon is not in combat and has not used any run or retreat abilities this turn, pick that Usharon and up to 2 friendly new Summer Court Knight units within his combat range that are not in combat and have not used any run or retreat abilities this turn to be the targets. Then make a charge roll of 2d6. Can I just say, like, that's all rules correct, okay? But like,
it's just so much.
It's so much text. This is the kind of thing that if you show to a new player, their brain goes, I don't want to play this game.
Yep.
Like, and I get it. I get why you have to use all that text, but God in heaven, like, that is just a slog.
It's just not fun.
All right. Effect. The targets can each move a distance up to the value of the charge roll. They can move through the combat ranges of enemy units and must end that move within half inch of a visible enemy unit. The friendly Usharon must move before any other targets, and each other target must end that move within that Usharon's combat range. If the friendly Usharon is unable to end that move within half inch of a visible enemy unit, none of the targets move. If they move, the targets have charged. Okay. This is a lot of words for do a triple counter charge.
A free triple counter charge.
Correct. Yes. Without spending 2 CPs.
Right. Yes. That's what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, I hate that I have to both. This is one of the things. This is like my only. If I had any things I would complain about with 4th edition, it's that we have to write rules like this.
Sure.
Right. When it feels like the way you would want us, because like I had to interpret that after reading it.
Indeed.
Right. When like what you'd want to write here for this ability is if this unit, like once per turn, this unit may countercharge without spending command points. If it does, 2 other units in its combat range may also move and charge at the same distance of its countercharge if that's successful or something like that. Right.
Yep.
All right. But that wouldn't work as well for blah, blah, blah reasons. Okay. Yeah, just your friendly neighborhood Usharon. Yes. The other funny thing is that we have to phrase it as the Usharon does this or pick that Usharon, which is just like, again, it's rules correct, but it is awful language.
Yes.
This is like the point of when legalese meets, like, it's just not friendly. All right.
Yep.
I'll leave it behind.
Yep.
Thank you. Here we go. Once per turn, army, any combat phase, the Knight's Vow. Pick each friendly new Summer Court unit that did not charge this turn to be the target. Effect. Start rolling. This is my favorite sentence. Sorry, I read this before and I laughed. I can't stop laughing. Start rolling dice. Tom, start rolling dice. It's such an emphatic command. Like, it's so funny to me.
Start rolling dice one at a time.
Oh my God. Okay. At any rate, I apologize. Just start rolling dice one at a time and one for each target. And stop when you roll a 6. Okay. The target you rolled a 6 for can use 2 fight abilities this phase. After the first is used, the target has strike last. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. If you rolled for each target, did not roll a 6, this ability has no effect. So.
Sure.
If I play this AOR and use this ability, I'm just going to say, I start rolling dice.
Start rolling dice.
Okay. All right. Anyways. Battle traits continued. Nightmarish Charge. Passive ability, subtract 1 from hit rolls for combat attacks that target friendly new Summer Court units that charge. So you're always -1 to hit on the charge, which is a cool ability. And then Red Errantry Hosts. To pick a friendly knight units. This is in your movement phase. That has been destroyed to be the target. Set up a replacement unit with half the blah, blah, blah. Because you don't have access to the base thing. Okay. Your spell lore is Deranged Transformation and Miasma. Your heroic trait is Tip of the King's Lance. If this unit charges this turn, it can move 2d6 inches. It can pass through enemy models, but it must end that move in combat. So again, it gives them that kind of rampage we talked about earlier, another version of that. And then your artifact is a 4-up ward until any friendly unit is destroyed. Your prayer lore is the Excommunication, and you get to summon the Stampede, which is all the ponies. Okay.
Yep, which makes sense.
My read on this is I think it's a cute one, but it's just, that's it. It's cute. Like, you don't have access to any of your delusions.
Like, if I'm doing knights, I'm just going to do the normal knights and get +2 to charge on everything. And my terrain piece. And.
Yeah.
This is bringing nothing.
Like, losing your delusions feels like a really high cost. The triple counter charge is like super crazy. But
no, you still have delusions. You just can't select them.
Right? Just nothing happens.
You bring delusions with the actual Warscrolls.
Mm-hmm.
Like Usharan brings his delusion, you just can never activate it.
Yeah, they just don't ever do anything.
Right.
Okay. And then your other one is the Equinox Feast.
The Falconer.
Yep. The Falconer, that's right. And this is obviously any non-unique monster heroes. Non-unique, non-monster heroes. That's what I was trying to say. And any serfs units. This is the bird guy and all his the peasant noble dude and all of his peasants. Okay. Battle traits. Correct. In the first battle round, add 1 to run rolls for friendly units and each other friendly Equinox. Let me start over. Add 1 to run rolls for friendly Equinox Feast units for each other friendly Equinox Feast unit that has used a run ability in this phase. And add d6 inches to the distance friendly Equinox Feast units can move when they use a retreat ability. So, first guy just runs normal. Second unit runs +1, +2, +3, and you're always retreating an extra d6 inches. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, great. Neat. All my peasants can run around really fast. We can all run really fast. Okay. I understand. Once per turn, army, any charge phase, a display of falconry. Declare you can only use this ability in the second battle round. Pick each enemy unit that used a charge ability this phase to be the targets. Roll a d3. On a 2-up, inflict an amount of mortal damage to the target equal to the roll. Tom, what is this? What is this ability?
You're sending your falcons out.
Start rolling dice.
This is wild. This is Blood Vulture. This is Blood Vulture.
It's a very bad version of it. Yeah, that was on a 2-up. This is on a 3-up.
This is Blood Vulture on a 2-up only during the second battle round.
and only against things that charged this round. Okay,
Yep.
sure. Whatever. The ritual dance in the third battle round. Well, this is the. Don't worry. We're gonna keep going with this. With this shtick. In the third battle round, while a friendly Equinox Feast unit is in combat with an enemy unit that contains any champions, musicians, or standard bearers, it can move 6 inches instead of 3 inches when it makes a pile-in. Okay. Cool. In the fourth battle round, each time a friendly Equinox Feast unit uses a fight ability, after that ability has been resolved, it heals D3. If it's not damaged, you get to return D3 slain models to it. Pretty exciting.
Okay.
In the fifth battle round, on the 5th day of Christmas, the Falconer gave to me. Friendly Equinox Feast units have a ward of 4-up while they are within 3 inches of 2 or more other visible friendly Equinox Feast units. What is this?
God.
What is this way Army of Renown?
It's like a really it's a role-playing version of Daughters of Cain.
Like a really
it's a
bad
bunch of
version of the Daughters of Cain.
Right. No, that's what it is. I got it. It is their delusion is that they are Daughters of Cain.
Sure. Yeah. This is like,
And they're role-playing it at their festival.
this is absolutely insane. Like, whoever wrote this, I value your love of silliness, but this is like, boy.
No. This is perfect, Vince.
Yes.
There is no more Army of Renown or set of rules that have been written for any Age of Sigmar Warhammer army that more mirrors and groks to the actual army identity as this to the lunatics that are delusional.
Sure. You have to be a lunatic to take this, and then you play a bunch of lunatics that are just doing weird, dumb things every round that don't have much of a purpose. All right.
This is the ultimate Vorthos
Yes.
Army of Renown.
That's right. Your heroic trait is Lord of Revelries, which is just the ignore the first damage point, but nothing else. Not the other good rule. Just the bad half. Your artifact is a once per battle in your movement phase. And you can set up a replacement unit identical to the target, wholly within 6 inches. So not half.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can get all your peasants back. Your prayer lore is a new prayer, a Midsummer Mania. Pick a friendly Equinox Feast Priest to chant this prayer. Pick a visible friendly unit wholly within 12. Return D3 slain models to the unit. If the chanting roll is 8+, you get D3 plus 3 back. It's unlimited prayer. So it's just a big way to restore your ghouls. Since you don't have access to the battle trait that would restore your serfs, this is just a workaround for that. Your spell lore is Solarite Flares. It's a 6-up. Roll a die. You pick a point on the battlefield, then you pick each unit friendly and enemy within 3 inches. Roll a dice for each target. On a 3-up, subtract 1 from hit rolls for the target's attacks until the start of your next turn. Cool. I like giving -1 to hit to my own people. That's pretty cool. You thought it was going to be your unit gets a bonus and their unit gets a penalty? Wrong. It's just -1 to hit for everybody. Just suck it. Okay. Now, hey, look, man. You get to pick any point on the battlefield. There's no range to that.
Sure.
So, you can probably pick mostly enemy units most of the time. So that's cool. And then your manifestation lore is the chalice. And I agree.
Of course it is.
Colin Paints Mini says, what would the plan even be for, fighting Fire Slayers? Die? I think the plan, Colin, would be die. You die, man.
I just don't know.
Sidetrack says, this is a psychotic AOR. I want to take this to Holy Havoc. Yeah, I agree.
Yes, this is a great Holy Havoc army, to be very clear.
This is by far the craziest AOR they have written. I thought the Skaven one where you just blew up all your own monsters was silly. But this one took it to a new level.
Yeah. I mean, kudos to GW. this takes some balls to write this.
Absolutely. This is wild.
They're like,
Yeah,
hold
Gore
my
chosen
chalice.
or this. I don't know. Tough call.
Hold
I mean, they were
my
clearly going for
chalice.
like the Fey summer court, weird peasants
Sure,
dancing, you know, summer
sure.
festival thing.
Yep,
It's got a theme. It's
yep.
got a vibe. I appreciate it.
It it does. It sticks to that vibe.
It
You
is
know,
as goofy as they've ever written.
that said, I'm gonna back us up real quick.
Tacticat, it's an Army of Renown. It's a special version of the army you take, but you can only take like these units.
I wonder if there's something insane here
Okay.
with um spamming the porcupine units,
Oh, the Crypt Guard?
the crypt guard, because you can run them all up and everybody's getting like just a crap ton of bonuses turn one to movement,
Sure.
right? You just like
And then
spam
they
like
charge
what
and you unleash the Falcons.
right, like they charge and like you're counter punching,
Mhm.
right? Like they can choose not to charge. You're going to be in their grill,
Yeah.
but so they're probably going to charge and they're going to come in and you're going to be like super counter punchy, right? Because like you could potentially countercharge with one of those units. You could release the Falcons, have a
Yeah.
bunch of damage, like
Then in the
like
third battle round, boom, 6-inch pile-in. They're never going to see it coming. And then you close you close the trap, Tom. Then you start rolling you start rolling dice. I'm sorry, everybody. I just can't. I can't with that. All right, look,
I
that's the
think
Flesh Eater
I think
Corpse book.
we broke Vince.
Good God. All right. Anyways, look, the book is great overall. This last one, I don't care that the
Yeah,
last Army of Renown is silly. I'm glad they put in a silly one. It's
yeah,
fun. This
yeah.
book is
No,
really
I agree.
great.
Like Armies of Renown are where we can have some silliness and some
Yeah.
fun and some Vorthos grokky stuff, and it's great. Like truly,
Yeah.
truly.
Yeah.
I don't like as ridiculous as this is. I appreciate how ridiculous this is compared to just subpar AORs that I'm never going to play because they're not viable. Right? Like this one's like wait for it.
I just keep thinking about it. I'm sorry. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Cover for me here while I
No.
can't stop
So
laughing. I'm
so
like
what I would
literally
say is like
crying.
I understand. I truly deeply appreciate them including. So like our laughing and our mocking, like GW, I want you to hear this. Truly I do. Is that I value this truly
Yeah, yeah.
over non-competitive, like semi-serious AORs,
Agreed. The Steve
right?
19 with the super chat coming in with the hard message of start rolling dice. Thank you, the Steve 19. Look, I think this book is a really great redesign. It's fun, it's
Yep.
toolboxy, it lets you build in a lot of interesting ways as you fill out your roles and your delusions to like put together what you want to do. I think it's got a nice internal balance. Like when I was thinking in my head, like, you know, because I'm reading the book, I'm like, you're always building the army
Yep.
in your head, right? And I was like, well, I'd
Yep.
want one of these units, one of these units, some of these guys, you know, these heroes. Like, and it was all very toolboxy. I think Tyler would love this army right now. This is
Yeah.
like very up his alley.
Yeah. And actually, when I look at this, it's actually up my alley as well. In that, like, it's a bunch of units. Probably no do. It's a very Highlander style army, right? Where you're
Yeah, yeah.
gonna have like a bunch of one-off armies. Everything's gonna be doing its job. You have some nice recursion, interesting mobility options. Like it feels like a very Johnny army the way
Yep.
it's been redesigned.
I agree. All right, everybody. Hey, listen. Uh thank you very much for this. Thank you to everybody who's been chatting, talking a little time, giving some feedback. Thank you to all the super chatters. Really appreciate it. Excited for the FEC book. I'm excited to talk about Nighthaunt in 2 weeks after Nova. And hey, absolutely, Mortark, you made a great choice. The Area
Go ahead and say
Warhammer
it.
man unable to start rolling dice. Every time it's just gonna get me. At any rate, thank you everybody. Don't forget to support the show. Thank you for all the super chatters. Down below, you can find the links for for our new episodes of Fireball Gazebo. That's my RPG podcast with John. You can find the link for Snarlcast, my indie war game podcast with Uncle Adam. Check both of those out. Really do appreciate it when people are subbing up, where those are growing, and we really appreciate it. Check out the affiliate links down there. If you're gonna buy some hobby stuff, doesn't cost you anything extra, saves you money, real big help for the channel. And of course, merch store, Patreon, all of that kind of stuff. Hey everyone, don't forget to hit like and subscribe and do all that stuff on your way out. But thank you very much. In the comments, if nothing else, don't forget, as always,
Start rolling those dice.
Start rolling dice. That's right. As always, we'll start rolling dice, and we will see you.
The new end.
Yeah. We'll see you. I just realized I didn't have the right thing up here to end the actual show, so we got to vamp for a minute. Whoops.
No. So that just needs to be the call off now. From now on. Yes.
Yeah. As
and
always.
Until next week. And as always, until next week, start rolling them dice.
Start rolling dice.